What is up, everybody? It's your boy, the Liberal Loudmouth. I'm about to go live on TikTok, so give me just a second. We're going to get this started. Here we go. Okay. DNC Autopsy is DOA. All right. I can actually get rid of that. Okay. Let me move some shit around here before I go live on the TikTok. Matter of fact, let me turn that fan off. There we go. So ease up on the background noise. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, the Liberal Loudmouth, and we are back again for some more action. Here we go. Let's do it. Let me connect my Tikfinity. There we go. Now we're live. We got shit set up. I don't know why that's still there. We're going to test some shit and see how it works. SLT, what's up, man? Good morning, almost afternoon. It's weird to call this morning, but, you know, it is what it is. That's actually a good video. That is the controversial blonde. Okay, I did bookmark it. Let me come in. I've got to share my show out. I'm very, very late. I've been looking over this fucking autopsy report. I can't believe I missed it, honestly. I don't know how I missed that. It was released like 5 days ago, and I'm just seeing it today. Matter of fact, it was a conservative that brought it to my attention. Anyway, crazy. Absolute insanity. Oh, am I under my alt? Huh. Hold on. Something ain't right here. Hold the phone. No, I'm under my main. Well, that's weird. Lib Loudmouth. It's not showing my groups, so I don't know what's going on with that. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Let me send it to my peoples. I'm sharing it out. So once you get in here, we're just getting started. So share the button, you know, repost it, do all that good stuff, get to tapping and all that stuff. We're going to get started here soon. Once I send all this out, that fucking autopsy though. Wow. DNC Autopsy. I mean, it really was DOA. That thing was just dreadful. Fucking horrific. Crazy to read. DNC Autopsy Live is underway. All right. Now, we probably won't stay on for too long today, but I think this is an important topic because it really just speaks to like what the future of us looks like here. It's not good. Okay. It really is not good. These people have no fucking clue what they're doing, and this report just really showcases that. It's crazy. Absolute nuts. Give me just a second. Now I got to grab my alt. What's up, AJ? How you doing, man?
All right. They're both nice to see you open.
Yeah.
Are they messing with you?
What's that?
Are they messing with you too, the TikTok gods?
Oh, yeah. They've been messing with me for a while now, but no, I didn't go live until just now. I had planned on going live earlier, had a phone call that ran over, and then I still had to read the DNC autopsy. Have you had a chance to look over that autopsy report by chance?
No, I didn't know there was one. They're having a meltdown, a crisis? What? I mean,
well, let me just say, the word Gaza doesn't show up in this report. Thank you, Nana. The word Gaza doesn't show up in this report not once. It's 192 pages, I think. Not one time is Gaza mentioned. And this is a thing to go over why Democrats failed, right? And it is so bad, in fact, I actually kind of feel bad for Ken Martin a little bit. They write all over this document. Y'all, let me just pull something up. This is a common, the DNC is trying to distance itself from that. Oh, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. The DNC is trying to distance itself from it because it's so horrific. Thank you, Hubby's Forehead. I appreciate that. Yeah, look at this. So they would like highlight something. It's the future, stupid. No sourcing provided for several claims in this section. The disclaimer that exists on every single page says this document reflects the views of the author, not the DNC. The DNC was not provided with the underlying sourcing, interviews, or supporting data for many of the assertions contained herein, and therefore cannot be independently verified the claims presented. On every page it says this. It doesn't even list the author, but it's been revealed that Paul Rivera, who is a fucking Clinton consultant, is the one that was tasked, and Ken Martin tasked him with writing this. Like, we're at this stage of the game, and they cannot even get a fucking autopsy report, right? Like, I don't...
They're out of touch, sir. They're out of touch with their base.
Completely and totally out of touch. Thank you, Brooke. Appreciate that. That's interesting, though, that it's not pulling up the actual gift thing. I'm going to have to fix that. I'm new to Tick Finney, so forgive me if some of these seem a little weird. Oh, right now the biggest gift is Hobie's forehead. Oh, I'm going to have to move that. Now it's like off-centered. Hold on. I'm going to have to move. Oh, son of a bitch. There we go. Hobie's forehead. God, the longer the name, the more I'm going to have to move that around, I think. AJ, thank you for the heart me. Yeah, so it really does showcase how, as you said, they're just out of touch. Totally out of touch. How do you not even mention Gaza in an autopsy report? Because, I mean, in some way, we know that that's, well, that played some role to some degree. SLT, thank you.
That's why the Democrats lost to this crackpot orange man, because they were out of touch. Kamala was also pushed on us. There was no caucus. They broke the rules of the Democratic Party, the DNC, at the caucus. They looked stupid. They were bringing up Israeli families, talking about the hostages. They weren't all released yet. And one family, nothing against them. I'm not racist, okay? They were worried about their son, and unfortunately, their son was unalived by the Israeli bombs, like the poor Beavis twins and their mother. They were unalived by Israeli-American bombs shipped to Israel, and they're blaming it on Gaza. They're blaming it on the Palestinians. And the Palestinians' crime is resistance, the same resistance that America had.
Thank you, Hobie's forehead. No, go ahead. I'm just thanking my gifter. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Thank you, gifter. They're blaming the Palestinian people in Gaza, Hamas, for resisting. So Paul Revere and Ben Franklin and Washington and all the historian forefathers of this country who signed the Constitution were right in our opinion and were criminals in the British opinion from their king. The only crime America did was try to have religious freedom.
Thank you, Hobie's forehead.
And the thing is this. If resistance was good for America, why wasn't it good for the Palestinians? They've been oppressed for 78 years.
Well, of course it is. I mean, the problem here with relating this to the DNC, which is what we're talking about, Ben, so thank you for the follow. The problem here is that, like, Joe Biden just gave Israel whatever the fuck they wanted, and then they were committing a G-side with the boom booms that we sent them. And the base came out very clearly and said, this is a problem. We don't like this. And he didn't give a shit. Just kept going and kept going and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And then when Kamala comes out and she's like, well, I wouldn't do anything different. What are you supposed to take away from that? And the fact that doesn't even make it into this goddamn document is baffling to me. Like, what we were engaging in fucking Gaza is a tragedy. And for them to not do that, this tells me it's got Israel's fucking fingerprints all over this shit.
Oh, absolutely. And another thing too, why I'm hearing J.D. Vance is not going to run after Trump. Answer that one for me.
They're saying that
Did you
J.D.
hear?
Vance isn't going to run after Trump?
Yeah. There's
Oh,
rumors out there.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
And I was curious to know, is that even possible, or is that just a bunch of malarkey and Israel's fingers are all over it?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's possible for him to not run. I mean, they can't force him to run. I guess I'm not really sure I follow what it is that you're
who
saying.
would want to run after the coattails of being a vice president of the most dumbest and the most pathetic president who's unalived more American soldiers so far? They're not even putting out.
Oh, you're talking about Trump?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who would want to run? Who would want to run on his ticket or his values? You have to be.
The Republican Party isn't distancing themselves, so I don't think they think that the blowback is harsh enough to keep them from doing it. Thank you, Ben Stone. I appreciate that. I can't speak to the Republicans. I don't know. I expect bad things from them.
Themselves, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I expect bad things from them. I expect better from the Democrats.
Paxton just beat out Cornyn. Cornyn was entrenched, and he got beat by Paxton in his primary.
Yeah. Paxton's a piece of shit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big old piece of shit.
Trump endorsed him against Cornyn, so the people took Paxton and blew up Cornyn.
Which is, I mean, it's wild to me that this dude with such a low approval rating can endorse anybody and them win. Unless AIPAC is funneling money into there. But again, I think this really does, this autopsy that we're talking about has Israel's fingerprints all over. It makes no sense because Paul Rivera, in right after the election, and gone in front of a group of people and told them that Gaza was one of the reasons that Kamala lost, but then he is tasked with writing this autopsy and doesn't put it in there. Thank you, SLT, for the capybaras. I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's literally so bad. They've got red marks all over this thing. Right? I mean, do you see this? Numbers appear inaccurate based on public data. Right here, and 270,607 votes across 4 states decided the presidency. You can't even get that right? This has to have been some kind of on purpose to sow division or to, you know what I mean? It makes no sense.
Can I ask a question that's kind of a weather vane question of folks, since I'm kind of among somewhat like-minded people?
Sure.
Okay, so on the front of it, I'm 66 years old. I live in Northwestern California, just so I can have some clarity for people. I'm a progressive. So when I look at people like AOC or Bernie Sanders that are, at the leadership of the Progressive Party, what I see them doing is working class American promotion. And it's hard to deny that. They are pushing, voter rights support. They are pushing social programs to support us if we fall down. You break your leg, you're working construction, your butt's sitting at the house, and nobody's going to help you. You either have savings in a bank or you perish. So when the Progressive Party is supporting the working class, and then we have the other side of the Democrat, which would be the corporatists, beating them time and time again in the past, that tells me there's something going on that we, the people, don't have control of. So my question, that preface leading to this question is, does anybody here believe that we, the people, are actually controlling our government, or is it being controlled by corporations and special interests?
Yeah, we haven't had control. I don't know that the people have ever had control of this government. I don't know that they ever have.
We had a period in the late 60s to the 70s where we kind of did.
To a degree, but that was born from some traumatic experience, right? And we're gonna
yes.
Right, and we're gonna need that to get back to that. But you're
That's where I'm
absolutely
leaning
right.
now.
Yeah, because look
so
at the
now-
percentages of like, corporate sponsored legislation, for example. Thank you, Hobie's forehead, for like.
It's getting pushed by more of the Progressive Party than any other component of our political structure.
Guys, is it one person, one vote in the United States of America?
No, I mean, not really.
No?
No, not really. No.
So you think that the elections aren't fair, like they're rigged or they're stacked or they're someone's stacking like ballot boxes or what?
Well,
what's your credence?
Massey's loss is suspicious.
So
Even Ian himself
so
admitted
there's
that
two
there was
different
something suspicious.
there's two different arguments that we could have here. So on one hand, I think shenanigans are afoot in terms of like whether it's legitimate, right? I think that's an argument that we can make. The other argument is the system itself and
Not
the way
really.
that it was set up. Well, sure you can. But the
Yes.
other argument
Metric,
is
every
okay.
independent body-
The other argument.
Body says
The
there's
other
no voter
argument, the other argument is saying that the system itself was designed to, essentially allow other people to select those, they get in office. The Electoral College, for example. You have some states that have an outsized influence based, per capita compared to other states. Right. And so just by the setup, by the nature itself, it's not really one person, one vote, because other people in other states have basically more say because they have fewer people, yet they have the same influence, if that makes sense.
But they don't. It doesn't. Only in the Senate. That's why the Senate is the weakest body within government. The House is proportional. That's why California has, 55 House seats, while Montana has
But
one,
it's not
two.
one person, one vote. I'm responding to what you said.
Okay, fine. But the Electoral College specifically was made because we're not a pure democracy, right? We're not a direct democracy. We're a constitutional republic. And that's the nuance there. That's where the state still
Yes.
holds some sort of autonomy. Okay, good.
But I'm just answering your question. You asked me, I'm answering your question. No. The answer is no.
Okay, so let me,
Regardless
let me-
of like
Side back.
your justification for it or whether it's right or not, I'm literally just answering your question.
Fine, but
I would
my
say a
question-
side fact, though, to the Electoral
Real quick,
College
though.
is that when the Electoral College was created,
Thank you,
only
Hubby's forehead.
people who were white and landholders could vote. It was very rigged.
Right. I
What I
mean,
meant by one
and
person,
electors could vote differently than the constituents.
What I
So-
meant fundamentally, though, is that the elections are fair in the sense that it's not as if a corporation has a special type of stock, right? Like type A or type B stocks, where an individual holds type A means that they get one vote, where a person who holds type B, it equals to 10 votes. A corporation or an individual or a billionaire doesn't have a billion votes. They have one vote. They go into the ballot box, they put the name that they want or the names that they want, and that goes for every single American. That was my point. I think we'd all
Well,
I
agree
can
that,
see
yes.
your
Well,
point, but
corporations-
the DNC and their
Corporations have more speech.
You have to go back to the forefathers, brother. You have to go back to the forefathers. This country was illiterate back 250 years ago. And this country did not think that their citizens picked up
we're-
president properly. So they used electoral system to have people who have education to vote for their state, for their representative and their president. And that's where that comes from. It needs to be revamped. I agree with you. It's not fair,
Big
but
time.
that's the way it is.
So
Okay,
understand too now.
I came up
to
you know
address
why?
Guy
Well,
Fawkes.
okay.
Super delegates, brother. Remember now, the DNC when they were primarying
for parties.
against, but
Parties are
when the
private
DNC was
organizations.
running their primary with Bernie Sanders and Clinton, they completely switched their rules mid-primary. They rigged it. They changed it. When
That's
the
a
DNC
private- I
got
agree with
sued
you.
out of Florida, they were told, "Hey, too bad. They are a private entity, like
This-
you're saying, and they can change the rules all they want to."
Bernie
But
should
the
have ran
fact
as an
that
independent. I agree with you. Bernie should
But
have
there's
gone with a
no
third party.
path forward as an independent.
Thank you,
I mean,
Hubby's
to
forehead.
run as an
He's
independent.
won. He's
So it would
won
be
a
an
Senate seat
exercise.
multiple times.
Okay,
He's won
okay.
a
So
Senate seat multiple times as a-
Yeah.
okay. Let me ask a simple question, Guy Fawkes. What is your point?
Okay, my point ultimately is that you brought me up, you invited me up, so I wanted to come because when you go to deconstruct or to do an autopsy on the election, and you choose to be lazy and just create a scapegoat instead of looking at fundamentally the problems within the party and its platform and its ideas, The people are rejecting the leftist ideals. Some hubs and areas will continue to support it,
Like
or even
Israeli
embrace it.
ideas?
Again, see, this is what I'm saying. You are wanting to choose.
Well, no. I'm asking
Yeah,
because
'cause-
Israel. Well, hold on, guy. Israel actually
Israel.
shares almost entirely the ideology that would be considered leftist in the United States. So I'm just wanting to make sure if you're going to criticize the Democrats and their platform, you must also then criticize Israel and the way that it exists. Yes, are you willing to do that?
We're not Israeli, meaning the Israelis choose.
Are
their
you willing to
government
do
for
that,
themselves.
guy? Because I sent you an invite because you called me an anti-Semite.
Yeah,
And
because,
so
again,
are you
this
willing
one is
to,
lazy.
if you're going to come up here and criticize Democrats, are you going to criticize the culture of Israel, given that the culture of Israel mimics that of the Democratic Party in the United States? Are you going to criticize Israel?
We're not Israelis. We're Americans.
Are you
Big
going
difference.
to, do you think that there's
No,
a
they can
problem
choose for
with
themselves.
people on the left? You said that they're losing because of the Democratic platform, which
Yes.
mimics the Israeli platform. And
Today,
you're,
not so much. Not so much. Not
yeah,
even close, to be honest
exactly.
with you.
Trans rights. Who's for trans rights? Which one? Which
Again,
party?
It's not just one. Thing.
Women's
It's
rights,
the entire-
gay rights, progressive
wanna have a
values,
conversation? You
free
wanna
health
steamroll?
care. No.
answer, you wanna
Well,
steamroll?
look, listen. Thank you for the follow. Listen, it's my show. First of all, you
True.
called me an anti-Semite, and so I'm going to pull on this thread a little bit because I want you to put your money where your mouth is. If you're going to come up here after calling me an anti-Semite and say that there's something wrong with the Democratic platform that needs to change and that apparently there's nothing wrong with the autopsy, I want you to be morally consistent, sir. If you have a problem with the Democratic platform, then tell me that you also have a problem with the culture of Israel because they're fucking almost entirely the same. Right?
No, it's not right.
No?
Again,
What's the
and by
difference?
the way, I was criticizing your
What's the
criticism
difference?
of the autopsy. I was criticizing your criticism.
Is
of the
it wait?
autopsy.
Okay, so is it anti-Semitic to you that when we are providing the bombs that create a genocide in another country and the party has a problem with that, you think that's anti-Semitic? To point out that when we went over the pitfalls of the campaign itself, that they didn't mention Gaza, that really to you is anti-Semitic? Explain
Again,
that.
So this is such a weird, loaded question. First of all, I don't recognize it as a G.
That's what you said.
Foremost.
It's what you
I don't.
said. So
I don't
explain
recognize
why
Can I
you
interrupt
believe.
for a second
No,
here, guys?
no, you can't. Hold on. Explain why you believe my criticism of this autopsy. One criticism, because I had many. Gaza was one of them. Why is that anti-Semitic?
Because once again, you are leaning on the easy, low-hanging fruit scapegoat to blame Democrat losses for not addressing what you think is a G-side in Gaza,
Okay.
where most people don't.
That's it.
why.
Okay, so let me pause there. I've only been live for 20 minutes. I haven't gone over all of my problems with this autopsy. One of the main reasons I have an issue with this is that there are inaccuracies in there. The DNC itself wouldn't put its name against it because it was full of lies and shit. That's a problem. When the person that has commissioned this work is literally saying we're not behind this at all because it's full of bullshit and has no proof and evidence, you're telling me you ignored that part of what I said and you're still stuck on the Gaza situation?
Well, it's not that I'm stuck on the Gaza situation. I think that, by the way, they did mention the Gaza as the fifth point, I believe. So I'm not sure where you're getting the fact that they didn't mention Gaza. Yeah, they did, in their autopsy specifically.
No.
Or the
They didn't.
perceptions of the war.
No, they didn't.
I saw an executive summary of it that broke down the main
Gaza,
points and maybe
Gaza is not mentioned once. Not one time.
Are you 100% sure on that?
Oh, yeah, I got the document right in front of me, buddy.
Okay. If you're 100% sure, you're 100%
Yeah, I'm
sure. I'll
positive.
take another look at it.
I'm positive.
So-
you just Google it. AP was
So the-
reporting on it. AOC also complained about it, and you're going to sit up here and act like I'm just like making this shit up?
No.
Do
Okay, I'll
you
take your word
think,
for it for
well,
the
let
sake
me
of the
ask you,
conversation.
do you think that it is problematic that they didn't mention Gaza in this autopsy report?
I would only say so if I saw it translated in votes. Meaning, if we saw in specific swing states like Michigan, a critical mass of voters voting for the Green Party, for example, as one option, that then swung the vote in the direction of the Republicans that gave them the edge, then you can make that argument. But not enough people voted for the Green Party. Even with all of the Green Party voters voting Democrat, they still would have lost, which tells me something that this isn't a matter of one issue or one.
So you don't think that it was a factor that they couldn't fit into a 192-page document? You're telling me that Democrats didn't abstain from voting because we were assisting in the genocide in Gaza? You're telling me that didn't factor into anybody's vote? Is that really your stance, Guy? Do you believe that?
It factored into mine.
Yeah, Guy, do you really, really believe that? What you just said?
Again, I don't believe in your assessment and your framing of the war. So no.
They literally told people, hold on, during this genocide that was going on, as Biden
you can say it until you're blue in the face. It's not a genocide.
And it's a fact.
No.
It's a fact.
It is a fact.
I've got to point out.
I've got to point out the obvious here. Hold on.
Crazy.
Come out with the decision yet.
See, what we're dealing with is this is a Zio supremacist, Guy Fawkes.
It is.
And everything that isn't sucking Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel off or the Mossad off, anything that isn't that must then be anti-Semitic. Guy, that's your playbook.
The fact that his name is Guy Fawkes, do you know who Guy Fawkes is, Guy Fawkes? Do you actually know who he is?
I don't.
To you, host.
I do. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I have the whole thing memorized because that's how much I respect Guy Fawkes. And the fact that you're using his name and you're sitting up here on this panel using that name is so fucking insulting. It's so fucking insulting. It drives me absolutely bananas.
What is Guy Fawkes like? How is this relevant to?
Guy Fawkes was
He's a revolutionary.
No, he wasn't. It was a
yes,
he was a conservative.
For who? For what? What is the activism?
Right. He's one of the main causes of activism in early Britain days when we were fighting against the empirical powers of Britain. And the fact that you're using his name...
You mean imperial, you genius.
You should be absolutely banned from every site with using that name.
So, host, let me explain to you.
Guy Fawkes you get no more leeway.
All right,
you get no more leeway.
Relax. Let me educate the host. Guy Fawkes was Catholic.
This is the Zio teaching.
Hold on, guys.
Well, I'm interested in hearing Guy's perspective, and I'll probably just look it up myself because this guy is a liar. You're already a liar. I mean, literally sitting up. You called me an anti-Semite because I said that because they didn't mention Gaza in the autopsy. That's problematic. Thank you for the thought.
Look at that.
All right, I got you.
The confetti's everywhere. Thank you, Rigo. Anyway, but go ahead. Educate me.
Yes. Guy Fawkes was a Catholic zealot who was against the Protestant Lutheran Reformation in Britain. He was a devout Catholic, meaning conservative. He didn't want the Reformation. It had nothing to do with quote-unquote empirical, Britain empirical. It's imperial is what you meant to say. Britain or British imperial powers. He was a Catholic zealot. He was a conservative who didn't want to see.
So then,
Britain
why do you use it as your username? Why do you use it?
I'm trying to educate the host so he understands exactly.
No. Why do you use it as your username?
I mean, what is the activism What is the activism that he did that attracts you to him? Like,
he tried to blow up.
Well, hold on, Pyre. I want to hear from Guy.
Oh my God! Well, aside from the fact that my name is Guy. All right, and that I'm of Spaniard ancestry, and there's rumors of loosely relations.
A converso?
Was a Spaniard.
Are you a converso?
That's really what it was. What's a converso?
People who remained Jewish but claimed that they weren't, so that they could stay in Spain, like Christopher Columbus, the guy who went around and enslaved a bunch of people and basically created the international slave trade. Yeah, but he was out of Spain, wasn't he? Are you a converso? Is that what we're dealing with here? Of course, I don't know that he would admit it.
Was Chris Columbus a Jew?
Yes.
Is that what you're insinuating?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not insinuating that at all. I'm saying that. Yes. Look it up.
So wait, do you blame Jews for the chattel slavery? Do you think Jews were the main driver of chattel slavery?
No, I mean, people who like money used it for free labor. I'm not sure that in and of itself had anything to do with it, although I will say that there are rules. Thank you, Eric, for those likes. There are rules in the religious text for Judaism that says how you're supposed to have slaves.
Same with Islam and same.
Well, we're not. Yeah, but an Islamic person didn't go and create the international slave trade, did they?
Neither did a Jew. But okay,
Yeah, Christopher Columbus did. Go look it up, man. That must really piss somebody off in the comments. Somebody was calling fucking
because you're a rage baiter.
Shin Bet. Somebody's calling Shin Bet and fucking 8600 right now. Get this motherfucker, because that's what you guys do.
Oh,
you're sick.
You think that Mossad cares about some fat TikToker on, spewing out nonsense?
Yes.
Like, really?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they do.
That's
hey, Guy, right quick, I just want you to know, Guy, that I'm following
they do care,
you.
And I love it.
Guy, I'm following you now because I'm going to chase you down everywhere you go. I'm going to now, you now become my focus. I'm going to chase you down.
Which is what they do.
Right. So now I'm following you. I'm going to watch you everywhere you go.
You're not following me.
I'm going to show up on every panel that you're on.
That's funny.
You're not following me
because
anymore.
that's how bored I am. That's how much time I have on my hands.
Well, I would recommend find a hobby or get a job, instead of complaining on.
No, you're now my hobby, Guy. You are my hobby now.
That's obsessive and weird.
I know it should be upsetting. It's actually unsettling.
Guy, take it as a compliment.
He's being I think sarcastic. I don't think Pyre gives two shits anyway. But yes, this is what they do, and yes, I do believe that Mossad and that shit. I think they do care. Yeah,
they don't. They really don't.
No, they do.
Historically, they do.
And I'll tell you why. Because if they cared, then they would go after like Tucker Carlson.
So are you? What do you think they're doing?
That has 60 people watching.
What do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing?
Guy, how much are they paying you?
7,000 shekels a month, don't you know?
Yeah, there, he knows. See?
Well, hey, good luck with that, because Israel's getting sued because they aren't actually paying the people they said that they were going to pay. Have you guys seen those lawsuits?
Yeah, in Tel Aviv.
Jose, I ultimately came up because I wanted to tell you that if you're genuinely curious of how to win in the future, that if you lean on scapegoating and just shift blaming and all that stuff, or blame shifting, then you're not going to ever win. I'm trying to actually give you some advice. Help yourselves.
Well, Guy, hold on, guys.
I want you to keep up because
real quick.
Ultimately, Republicans will continue to win. So.
Guy, are you a Republican?
Yes.
First of all, are you American?
Yes.
Okay. And you're a Republican?
Yes.
Simping for Israel.
Oh, I love Israel.
And you love Donald Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. He's wonderful.
So, do you hate Israel then?
No, I don't.
Do you love their culture, Israel?
Yeah, parts of it, sure. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
That is okay. So I just want to point out to you that when you look at Israel and the way that it exists and the rights that they have and the things that they support and supposedly, allegedly push for, it looks like the Democratic Party. So, like, even you don't make sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you really don't make any sense.
It's okay, Things don't always make sense.
Yeah, but what does make sense is somebody who supports Israel wanting to unalive babies in Gaza and in other nations that have Muslim people in. That does make sense.
Okay, well, hold on. So Guy just did this thing. Wait. Guy just did this thing. He goes, it doesn't make sense. Guy, your job is to make it make sense. That is literally, like, the reason why you're up on this panel is to make it make sense. So
no, not really.
You don't get to just go, that doesn't make sense, and walk away. You have to make it make sense.
Well, Guy, let me ask you: do you think they should have done an autopsy at all?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but wouldn't that be scapegoating the reasons for losses?
No, because if it's a legitimate reason and you actually wait, hold on.
Supporting bombing in another country and not supporting that, causing a rift in the party, you're telling me that's not a legitimate complaint?
again, it has to make sense electorally.
It does make sense electorally.
It doesn't. If you think that the
It
average
does.
American, if you think that if the average American goes out and votes, and at the top 5 or top 10 of their, priorities is Israel, you don't know anything about elections or American people. If you think that they live in like TikTok echo chambers, you don't
From a
know
Zionist. We're hearing this from a Zionist.
Well,
saying.
I mean,
You
here's
think that
a
the
guy.
average person goes into the ballot box and
Here's what I
Call it
know.
deranged.
Whoever's cooking dinner, let me mute you up real quick. Sounds like you're in a kitchen, whoever that is, Mountain. Anyway, let me tell you this. Israel is America's worst enemy at this point.
That's
Israel has basically taken over both parties, I would argue. Not just Democrats, but Republicans too. And so once people start to wake up to this fact, and it is a fact, then it's not gonna be great for Israel. And I will support any candidate. I will support any candidate that goes against what Israel is doing. Forces AIPAC to register as a foreign agent, which the last time a president tried to do that, his brains ended up, off the back of a moving vehicle.
Kennedy conspiracy theories now?
I mean, is that not true? The last president that tried to get Israel, AIPAC, well, it was called something different then. The last president to get them to want to register as a foreign agent was assassinated. Did I say who assassinated him? No. But it's a fact that the last person that tried that had his head blown out. Yeah, you come up with your own decision. You figure that one out on your own.
You know that Kennedy was the first president to remove the arms embargo in Israel and actually start selling weapons to Israel? Did you know that?
Did I know? Did I know what now?
Say that Charlie Kirk was unalive.
That's absolutely not true.
Kennedy, it's not. That's a fact check. You know what? Right now, in real time, Kennedy was the first president willing to sell weapons to Israel. Yes, he was.
Nope, that's absolutely not true.
I mean, that may actually be true because after the creation in 48, a lot of presidents. That's right. And matter of fact, some of our military members had to sneak airplanes into Israel. There's actually, you can look at, there's a documentary about a guy who was he was basically bootlegging planes into Israel. Like he would take the parts in and then they would put it together after it got there. It's kind of an interesting story, but I mean, he may be right there. But again, what he did know is that AIPAC, or the Zionist Council of Israel, or whatever the fuck it was called back in the day, was a problem, and he wanted them to register as foreign agents because that's what they are and that's what they were, and didn't work out, did it?
So I get you don't know how lobbying in America works. Then. Okay.
Lobbying in America by a foreign government, you go around and look at all governments. Yes, they are.
Or Israelis.
Yeah, they absolutely are, sir. They go and meet with Israeli. They go and meet with the Israeli government on a regular basis and get their talking points directly from the government. It's a government lobbying us.
They have a nuke.
Interesting.
It's what are you telling? Go Google it. They meet on a regular basis. I'll pull it up right now. I'll pull it up right now.
And like setting up trips.
Wait. Okay, so American Israeli. It's an Israeli organization to benefit the relationship between America and Israel. Right? We agree on that.
They have a nuke now.
Yes, from the American perspective.
Okay, so and whenever that organization that is, quote, made up of Americans goes to the very country and listens to them and then takes everything that was said there and turns around and uses that as their lobbying platform, you're telling me that's not a foreign agency?
It's not, because they don't fund anybody from Israel, or Israelis don't fund it.
Yeah, and Jonathan Pollard was American as cherry pie or apple pie, wasn't he?
What a weird,
and as soon as
it's
not a straw man argument, because he was born here, he stole our documents, and then after he got busted, where did he go? He went back to Israel. It's called spies, dude. You telling me that the people that are putting money into AIPAC's pocket aren't also getting money or getting their orders from Israel? It takes a real stupid person not to see that connection.
That's a stupid person to make that connection, but okay.
Okay, stupid.
It takes a stupid person to make that. Israel is an enemy of the United States.
And yet the average
Israel,
American doesn't
actually,
think that.
you know what?
So,
Let me rephrase that. Israel is the enemy of the entire goddamned world. The world should be in fear of what Israel is willing to do.
Now you know why I call you an anti-Semite.
Well, I'm sorry.
No.
Whoa, hold on real quick. Whoa. Forgive me.
My point.
Pyre. No. Hold on,
Sorry,
Pyre.
all right,
Hold on,
all right.
Pyre.
That
Hold
got
on.
my-
Yeah, hold on.
Pyre's got a chubby over there.
Do Christians
Fucking
live... Pyre. Guy, do Christians live in Israel?
Yeah.
Do Muslims live in Israel? Do Muslims live in
Ooh,
Israel?
Talking point pivot.
Do Muslims live in Israel?
Yes.
Okay, so why whenever I say Israel is a problem, you immediately think that I'm talking about Jewish people?
Because Israel is a Jewish majority country and is the home of the Jews.
No, it isn't.
That's why.
No, it isn't.
It's
it
not.
It really is. It is.
They claim themselves to not be. And not only that, are you telling me that because the United States is a Christian nation and made up of majority Christians, that we can say that this is a Christian crusade against Iran and that we're doing this over religion? Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's totally two
Okay,
different
then
things.
stop using that argument. You're being inconsistent.
Again, because it's so stupid. There are Christians.
I'm talking about a
formally-
government. I'm not talking
know,
about
I'm
a
talking-
people. The
that's
government of
fantastic.
Israel and all the people that make it up are dangerous to the entire world.
I'm just gonna say I'm glad that you guys are on the other side because how dumb you are makes it so much easier to win against you. That's really
Well, what's funny is the majority of hugely anti-Israel people, they exist in the party you're in, actually. But see, the difference is that the Republicans generally don't like Israel because they're bigots. I don't like Israel because of what they do.
The freest, most prosperous Muslims and Christians in the Middle East live in Israel, bro. What are you on about?
Right. And do you know? Wait.
There's
Okay,
that
guys.
superiority coming out,
Right.
guys.
Do you know?
That superiority is a fact.
The only reason
There's
why they
that
exist there?
And you know what else is a fact? Is that Jewish people basically run the media. They run our banks. They run the entertainment industry. Yeah.
Now you're anti-Semite. Thank you
Isn't
for
that a
showing-
fact?
Exactly.
No. You
It's not.
wanted to talk about facts. It's a fact. And
Why
go
don't you
look it up.
who the
Go look it up.
CEOs of the major banks are.
It's a
Tell me if they're
fact.
Jewish.
But what does that mean?
It means that who actually runs these banks. Again, this is where you're showing your colors. It's okay. I'm
Exactly.
Who are you guys?
anti-Semite from the
No.
beginning.
I'm just pointing
I
out.
wanna
I'm
know-
just pointing out things that are true.
I want to know.
I'm
what
just
he
pointing
means
out things
when
that
he
are
says
true.
You guys.
I love that he wears it with
I want to know, Guy.
with his
I want to
chest
know
out.
what you mean when you say you guys.
those who hold the same beliefs and ideals as the host.
And can
That's
you
what I mean by
define
guys.
those? Can you define that better?
Yeah,
No.
it's those who believe that there's this conspiracy of Jewish cabal of power elites that control everything.
It's
from
not.
the media
There's not a
to the
conspiracy
politicians.
though, and we're not talking about Jewish people because
Can you
it's
define
not just.
conspiracy,
It's not
genius?
just.
Just
Listen,
define conspiracy.
it's not just. It's not just Jewish people
I think
anyway.
conspiracy is like a bad word.
Guy, it's not even just Jewish people. We're talking about Zionists too, which are Christians. They have Zionist Muslims, although that's pretty rare. You have Zionist atheists, like Herzl, for example. Zionism is a political ideology, and it's a fucking cancer. That's a goddamn for sure. Yeah, it's a fucking cancer.
Can you define Zionism for me?
Yeah, the belief that they are superior and that they will own everything.
Wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it means.
I'll bet you my account.
What's the father of Zionism?
If you
Theodore
win,
Herzl? Wait a minute, Guy, who's the father of Zionism, Guy? I'm asking you a question.
So to the host, hold on, let me get back to
Who was the father of
the host
Zionism?
made an argument that
You're a
Zionism is
Zionist.
defined by
So you
He is a
No.
Zionist, and he's not Jewish. He already told us he wasn't Jewish, and you're a Zionist. Are you not?
Oh my god!
The father
Are
of
you a
Zionism.
Zionist?
Oh my god! So host,
Are you a
once again,
Zionist?
you think-
Guy,
you
are you a
think
Zionist?
of course I'm a Zionist. I have a
Okay.
brain.
Okay. So,
Bingo.
yeah, that's the problem. It's not Jewish
But
people.
Zionism simply means the idea that Jews have a right to self-determine and have sovereignty in their ancestral
No.
homeland. That's all it means.
No.
Yes, actually.
No, it doesn't.
does.
Wait,
Actually,
can I please?
Sure,
liberal-
Pyre, go ahead.
I
Okay,
hate to burst your
stop,
bubble.
guys.
This
Stop.
guy's going to explode if he doesn't get it out. Go ahead, Pyre.
Okay, Zionism is the ideal that we all go back to the country of Israel, and that is where Armageddon happens. That is the literal definition of Zionism. Is that we create? Shut up. Is that we create a state, and that we all go back there, and then that state creates Armageddon. God comes back, and we all get to bask in the glory of God. That is the definition of Zionism.
Didn't you just say a minute ago that Herzog or whoever Herzl was a atheist, and therefore so if he's an atheist, why is he now attaching a religious aspect?
Herzl, who was groomed by his father and grandfather in the 17 and 1800s, was the biggest atheist that ever existed, and he used and because he produced Zionism, the book Zionism. Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
Doesn't that contradict what Pyre just said with regards to
Don't you understand that they hijacked? They tried in the 15th century to hijack the Jewish people and make them Protestants because of the Spanish Inquisition. And when that failed, they decided to make Zionism aligned with Judaism. And that also is another travesty of Zionism, because they've turned everybody against the poor Jewish people. I am not anti-Semitic. I am Semitic, young man. Okay? And I am a Palestinian. And I was born in Jerusalem. And I'm not allowed to sit in my country where I was born for more than 3 months until I'm
thank you, Hobie's forehead. Damn.
Ousted like a squatter when I am a native of that land. How dare you come up here and try to insult liberal, and you're not even a Democrat. You're a pathetic Republican who loves the orange man.
That voted for a P3DO and a racist. Like, you're a bigot. Like, bigots vote for Trump, right? Are you a bigot? Do you consider yourself a bigot?
Every accusation is a confession, guys. I hear you.
I'm just asking. You voted for a bigot who is a P3DO and who
really
grapes women. Is that what you support?
And I just want to point out, just because you hide behind the username Guy Fawkes does not make you special. You are
still
not
upset
Guy
about
Fawkes.
the name.
You are not Guy Fawkes.
You guys are like
and I have to ask the panel, would y'all all please go look up who Guy Fawkes actually was?
I'm going to have to.
You please do.
Pyre, you were wrong about who he was, though. So are you willing to concede that you were wrong?
He was a revolutionary. He wanted to blow up. He tried to blow up Parliament.
But he was against Reformation. He was against the progressive agenda. He was against Lutheranism.
He tried to blow up Parliament.
No,
he
real
was a
quick,
conservative zealot, dude.
Let me bring in, guys, forgive me. I haven't been a very good host. Let me get around to everybody that hasn't spoken yet. I do see somebody's hand up. Evie, I'm glad you made it back, actually. So let me bring in the timer so everybody can get something to say. And Guy, though, thank you for hanging out on the panel. I appreciate that you haven't dropped yet. So thank you. Let me start actually with EV, since EV's got obvious hands up. Go ahead, EV.
You want 7,000 shekels. He doesn't get paid till you drop him.
He does.
I wish they would pay me in dollars, because 7,000 shekels is a third, but whatever. Working on it.
That's pretty funny. Anyway, Evie, go ahead. This is your timer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, conflating Jewish people to the Israeli government is anti-Semitic in itself, because there are thousands of Jewish people, maybe millions of Jewish people, that do not approve, and there are coalitions of Jewish people that do not approve of what the Israeli government is doing. Secondly, yes, this is a topic that a lot of Americans are concerned about, if not ethically, monetarily, because our tax dollars is the only reason why they have free healthcare, they have free education, they have an Iron Dome, and they continuously get support from our money. Our troops are over there to help them, right? There's something else you said, but I can't remember now. But it's a false equivalency. It's a false equivalency.
Good Lord. Okay, I got Butch. You got 30 seconds left, EV. Do you need them?
Yeah, I guess just going back, it's something that Democrats and Republicans both disagree on. There's a poll on Politico that shows that a majority of Republicans and Democrats do not support
Thank you.
our current partnership with Israel.
That's a fact. Great point. Yeah, thank you, Evie. And I'm just going to go, I guess I'll just go to the left. Ben Stone, welcome in. I think you've been up for quite a while. I haven't spoken yet. So go ahead, Ben Stone. And welcome aboard.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing fine.
Great conversation. I just want to pivot a little bit towards the DNC, and there has to be another choice. They can't rely on the backs of, black Southern women to win elections. They're not supporting local tickets. They know how to lose, unfortunately. The Republicans are just better at branding. These are just new elections, people are being disenfranchised just to vote. I haven't looked at the numbers, but they used to be 40%, in off years, 60% in presidential elections. So they don't vote. They're uneducated, like we're seeing right here. But there has to be a third party. There has to be something that, we're not leading in anything anymore. We're getting our asses kicked all over the world. A lot of
Thank
division.
you, Rico.
So I don't really see the solutions. These are all the problems that we're talking about, but there's no real solutions. Democrats don't have solutions. They're taking they're taking a little bit less from AIPAC and other organizations. The Republicans are killing them there, but really no solutions yet. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. And for the record, we were actually talking about the autopsy, which is, just an absolute joke. And it kind of got derailed when Guy called me an anti-Semite because one of the things missing from said autopsy was Gaza. Didn't talk about it at all, which just seems very weird to me. But thank you, Ben Stone, for bringing us back. I appreciate that.
Was AI, just to cut you off, was AI discussed in that autopsy? Because I really think it should be a mandate that all candidates talk about, either data centers or what the future is, the guardrails. I haven't read the autopsy, to be honest with you. So
I didn't see anything anywhere, but I looked for AI. It's not in there. Let me type in data. Although that's going to give me, that's going to come up with a lot of, because in that disclaimer that's on every page, the word data is in there. Let me read this disclaimer again, guys, just to show you how bad this was. It says on every page, this document reflects the views of the author, not the DNC. The DNC was not provided with the underlying sourcing, interviews, or supporting data for many of the assertions contained herein, and therefore cannot independently verify the claims presented. And all throughout this document, like this here, they highlight it and said, numbers appear inaccurate based on public data. Like it was just so bad. And this really speaks to just the DNC entirely. It's a discombobulated mess, and I'm glad, Ben Stone, that you brought up the fact that they don't support, because in my area it took me over 2 weeks to figure out who to contact to go to my local meeting. I was actively looking. That's how bad and piss poor this party operates. It's so bad. Now let me get to Brian. Well, I'm going to get to Brian, and then I'm going to get to you, and then I'm going to go up and come back around. Okay, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on a little bit what Evie said, that when Guy when others talk about anti-Semitism, is it anti-Semitism when even the Jewish people are not in agreement with Israel? So I don't think that we're throwing that term around loosely, and basically anybody that disagrees with Netanyahu or the Israeli government is considered an anti-Semite. And it just puts them in a tough place to prove that, because most Jewish people don't agree with what they're doing as a government. Also, another fact about the government of Israel: no other country in the world has spied on America more than the Israel nation. No other company. If you talk to anybody in the CIA who have worked in the CIA and the FBI, they will tell you that they
Thank you,
they
Lisa.
have people that come here that they don't even talk to because of their level of espionage and spying on our country. They have infiltrated more government offices in the United States than any other government in the world. And we don't talk enough about that. And we know that they had information on Bill Clinton, which Bill didn't give into it. And of course, the Monica Lewinsky files came out. I wonder what it is that they have. I wonder what it is that they have on Donald Trump.
Right. And have you guys seen that picture that they found in Epstein's mansion? Bill Clinton with the blue dress on? Yeah. 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 You haven't seen that? I'll pull it up. It may take me a minute, but yeah, it's pretty wild.
I feel like I may be the only op up here. So if for like, the sake of being able to have kind of a little bit more of a conversation, can I interject every third person? Because I think everyone else is on your side.
Listen, if you're the only op, usually what I do is if you want to respond to something, I'll give you 45 seconds and you can respond after everybody if you want to.
Oh, okay, that would have been great. Yeah, because there's a bunch of shit.
Sorry, I didn't even. I got so tied up in the fact that there was a bunch of people that hadn't spoken in a while. So let me go ahead and I'll give you 45 seconds.
He can have some of my time. I'll give him some of my time.
You want to give him 15 seconds?
Yeah, sure. He can have 45.
Ooh, right. I'll take
45 of your. Okay, so okay, we'll do it that way. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, perfect. Just so much to unpack. First of all, one lady made the argument that we subsidize Israel's universal health care. No, we don't. We give Israel a stipend of $3.8 billion. That goes, 80% of it comes right back to our military-industrial complex, meaning spent here, in contrast to Europe, where we have deployments that amount to about $100 billion annually that directly subsidizes their economies. It's just so fresh when people bring up, Israel and the stipend that we give them that gets actually spent in our industries. But that's why I think you guys are anti-Semites. There was talk about, being loosely using the anti-Semitic, trope or accusation. Again, if the conversation was nuanced, where you want to talk about Netanyahu, the IDF, Israel's war in Gaza, I wouldn't use that term. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Jewish-Israeli infiltration and control of the media, politics, lobbying, et cetera, so all the bullshit that you guys, that's why I say anti-Semite. We can have a nuanced conversation about Israel and you can criticize Israel all you want. That's perfectly legitimate. Plenty of Jews do. But the vast majority of Jews, right, 95%, 90% are Zionists. Because again, Zionism simply means Jewish sovereignty and self-determination in the ancestral homeland. No matter how much you guys want to pervert it and twist it to something else, that's all it means. I'm trying to educate you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, so let me respond real quick because you said that people were saying the Jews infiltrated. Nobody said that. You said that. Nobody said that. You just said that. So will you not recharacterize what somebody said? It's called a straw man. No. Nobody said that. They said Israel. Israel is not Jew. Israel does not equal Jew. No,
it does.
Israel does not mean Jew, guy.
Israel does not.
Israel does not mean Jew any more than U.S. means Christian.
Exactly. Like even being Israeli, being Israeli doesn't make you Jewish.
That's right.
My guy, when somebody says
you're my guy, why you call me? Your name is Guy. You're my guy.
Host. When somebody says that Israel spies on us the most and infiltrated our government,
the government. No one is saying your local Jewish friend is spying on you. If that was the case, if people were saying, be careful of the Jewish people around you, that would be anti-Semitic. We're saying that the same thing the way Russia does, the same way that we do, the same way that they just found a Chinese agent in California last week. They do spy on us. This is
Right.
common foreign practice in different
then why do you
government
guys conflate
organizations.
AIPAC?
The
Why do you
same way
conflate AIPAC with
Americans
Israel?
go over to different countries, and the individual person, some people, but the individual person does not. Oh, I'm mad at you because why did you BOMB us? Well,
Okay.
I didn't push the button. I didn't want that to happen. That would be xenophobic.
Right. And you asked, why do we conflate AIPAC with Israel? Dude,
Yeah.
the American
It's in the name.
Israeli
Okay,
public
so I'm going to reclaim a little
affairs.
bit of my time.
Yeah, I'm going to give you. Go ahead, Pyre. Since actually
So
you had already
AIPAC
spoken, you get 65 anyway. You would have just
I
gotten 65.
I don't want that
Go
much
ahead.
time. I just want to point
You're gonna
out
get
the
it.
guy. And once again, I'm so pissed off at your name. You have no idea
you,
how
Uncensored.
offended I am by your name. But AIPAC literally stands for American Israel Public Affairs Committee. So it is a literal within the U.S. government. Let me to put it a different way. Do you think there are American lobbyists within the Israeli government? No, there's not, because we're the ones with the money. They come to us for the money. We give them the money. $3.8 billion a year is not something to sneeze at. That's a lot of fucking money. It's a lot of money. And you know what we could be doing with it? We could be giving our own citizens universal health care instead of paying for Israeli citizens to have universal health care. AIPAC literally stands for American Israeli Public Affairs Committee.
Yep.
All right, so 45 seconds?
Yeah. 45 seconds.
All
Go
right.
ahead, guy.
Perfect. So again, this is why I say what I say, because when you guys hyper focus on one entity, one country like Israel, and try to blame the fact that we give Israel some funding, that's why we can't have nice things. You ignore the hundreds of billions of dollars that we spread around the world to countries that are far more developed, like Europe, for example. Like I said, $100 billion annually through our deployments that actively stimulate their economies, because we spend our money there that subsidizes their economies. You guys never talk about that. You talk about the measly 3.8 that we give to Israel. Do you ever talk about the 2.5 we give to Egypt? Do you ever talk about the billions that we give to Jordan or to the Far East? You don't. That's why I say what I say.
Okay, well, actually, we give far more to Israel because we have to pay for it to have friends. We pay other countries in order to keep the peace there, and we've been doing it for a long time. AJ, go ahead. AJ, go ahead. AJ, going in 3, 2.
Yeah,
1.
Can you hear me?
AJ, yeah, go ahead, man.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The Mossad's attacking.
I don't doubt it.
8200 is knocking on our door.
Now you're muted. See, they're muting him. It's a mutiny.
It's a mutiny. I like the sketch.
Sorry, I just made that up. That's stupid.
Yeah, that was good. No,
Yeah.
So while we wait to AJ for a second, host, give me 10 seconds to respond to you.
Well, hold on. His time isn't even up. Did somebody promise this to you 3,000 years ago, guy?
This live was promised to me 3,000 years ago.
Okay, I just checking. AJ, we can't hear you, man. You're muted, so I'm gonna have to move along. I'm gonna come to you after we get to the end, though, and then I'm gonna drop you if you still can't.
Yeah, I'm trying to clear up what they're doing to me.
Okay, well, work that out and then let me know. Let me get to Butch. Well, mute up because you got some background noise.
They don't like my voice.
Yeah, something's going on. Let me drop you because your background is also weird. Let me drop you and come back. Okay. There we go. Butch, go ahead, man. 90 seconds.
Yeah, okay. Like I'm not anti-Semitic. What I am is when you see women and children getting genocide for like the last 70-some years, they always go to October 7th, which is, like I say, enhanced by them. They created that. Like I say, how many Apache helicopters, Mr. Guy, the guy that giggles a lot, but anyways, how many Apache helicopters does Hamas have? None. But yet, there was a stream of them taking out more of their civilians on October 7th, their famous date. but there was October 7th for 70 years prior to that to the Palestinian people. When I was a kid, like my old man said in '69, he said they should have let that one guy in the 40s go 2 more years and there'd be world peace, because these people aren't people, they're demons. And who confirmed that was a rabbi in the 1990s, basically saying the same thing, which we were baffled because he was talking to a Jewish friend of mine that was banned from Israel because he stood up against the government. And he had to come to the United States. And the bottom line, he was from the Levant. He was actually part Palestinian and he was Jewish. So the bottom line is, when you come down and you hear all this, they use everything, because all these Ashkenazis, Mid-Eastern, wannabe Jews, they hijack the religion and they hijack the culture of the Jewish people. They're the problem. Like this guy next to me, he's the problem.
Okay. It's okay, Butch. I know. I mean, listen, that's why I love when you guys speak, because you prove my point.
Don't say you guys, say me. It's like they say,
you guys. I mean, you guys are all repeating the same nonsense. It's okay.
No,
But you're not an anti-Semite. You just started with a whole diatribe of everything. And
we're going in.
Hold on. Whoa.
The host has no idea what he's talking about either.
Guys, stop. Guy, it is your turn. Go ahead, and I'll put your time up when I get back in. Go ahead, Guy.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so again, this you're proving my point with every breath and every word that spews out of your mouth. I mean, again, this is your insinuation that the Jews of Europe, of Poland, aren't the real Jews, and they're infiltrators and invaders and this thing and the next. It's proving my point. I'm not going to give you a history lesson on what it means to be a Jew. I'm not going to give you a history lesson about the indigeneity of Jewish people to the Levant and how they, brought with them millennia worth of their history when they were exiled, because you should do your own homework. I will circle back around to this very basic point. Zionism simply means Jewish self-determination and sovereignty in their ancestral homeland. It doesn't mean anything with regards to the Arabs or any other group of people, no Gentiles. It just simply means that Jews, for the first time in millennia, have the ability to self-determine and to be sovereign, not bent to the insanity of Christian Europeans who wanted to.
Then why did they need 3.8?
No, Pyre. Go ahead, Guy. Finish up.
Yeah. Okay. From Christian persecutions in Europe for millennia to dhimmi status in the Muslim world for millennia. Again, this is the first time in that amount of time that Jews have the ability to self-determine and be sovereign, and you guys hate it. And it's awesome to see. I mean, you guys just keep proving my point with every time you guys spew. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, we do have 2 people that showed up after the rotation started, so I'm going to get to those 2 real quick. And then after that, I'm going to do a PSA, and then we're going to do open discussion after that. So let me get to Joey. Go ahead, Joey.
All right. So I'm just going to go by numbers here. And I just think Israel's gaslighted to the extreme, just based on numbers. So Israel has a population of 9, and I know what the argument's going to be after this. So Israel has a population of 9.6 million, and I've checked several sources. It wasn't just one. Okay, the surrounding predominantly Muslim countries that surround Israel is Egypt, Jordan, and Syria, and Lebanon. Egypt alone has 120 million people. Jordan has 11.6 million people. Syria has 26.5 million people. Lebanon has 5.9 million people. Are we good at math here? Should I keep going? And then Iran, even though they don't surround Israel, 93.2 million people. So you're going to sit here and tell me, everybody's going to sit here in the panel and tell me a country with 9.6 million people is fucking, everybody's deathly afraid of them. So I don't get it. 9.6 million. Egypt alone that borders them has 120 million people. Jordan, 11.6. I can go over the numbers again. You can look these numbers up yourself. So I don't get the gaslighting how this country, and then they control us too. So I just like someone to answer that. Like, why how are they the big tough guy on the fucking block?
So I can answer that. The answer is quite simple.
They engage in
Well, I mean, they do have nukes, so that's a deterrent, but that in and of itself isn't a thing. They haven't admitted to having nukes. The fact is that they use intelligence, gaslighting, they use lies, subterfuge, they use money that they have, because despite what you may believe, Jewish people do have a lot of accumulated stuff around the world, and Jewish people tend to be Zionists, and so they use that money to then fund programs like this, to infiltrate governments, to claim to be friendly, just like Jonathan Pollard, who ended up in 30 years in prison, just like the many, many people who stole nuclear secrets from us, just like the people that they do things like, for example, I'll give you an example, Yahya Ayash, you can look this up. They had this was in the 90s, they had a cell phone. They basically tortured one of his family members, gave this guy the phone, said, give it to Yahya. They give it to him, blows his fucking head off. That right there, and then detonated across multiple countries walkie-talkies and pagers that they had generated over the course of 10 years, and they sat on that in an unalived a bunch of innocent people, for the record, children included. I'm answering your question. Because they're really, well, hold on. Yes,
so
because hold on, Joey. Yes, I'm answering your question. It requires a lot because they do a lot of things. Their willingness and having no bottom whatsoever allows them to do all kinds of crazy shit. And yes, the world should be afraid of that country, even if there were only 300,000 people in there. When people are willing and able to do the things that they do, it's very powerful. It's the same reason that Europeans make up a very small portion of the world, yet they went around and took over 90% of it. Same difference. Even though they were well outnumbered, they use tactics that other people aren't even willing to use. Now, Bernie. Well, no, I'm going to get to Bernie. Go ahead, Bernie.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. First of all, I appreciate your really objective view of everything. And it's good to criticize, but I don't hear you saying anything negative of what goes on the other side. Not even a peep of what these people do and what they did. Forget, just one moment, I'll finish. Number two, you're obviously not knowledgeable enough when Israel gets 3.8 billion, what they have to do in return. And what they have to put back into this country in jobs, and it's got to be spent back here, and not to mention the technology sharing. That's why they're allies with the United States. There's a reason why they give them that money, and they get it back in spades. They don't lose money on that. Number three, by the way, on the population.
Stop interrupting.
Sorry.
I'm going to give your time back.
2 million of those 9.6, or over 2.5 million, are Arab citizens, free to vote, be judges, in complete freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of religion. Not one country surrounding that has that ability. If you go to the countries surrounding them and you speak up, you know what happens to them. You've seen the videotapes of what they do to their fellow people. So the people that are suffering because of their leadership. They've spent so much money over years building a tunnel system bigger than the city of New York. Why was that money not used to rebuild? Israel walked away. No, they decided to build tunnels and plan this for years and couldn't care less about the people. They don't care about the people. That's the problem.
Okay, Bernie, I'll respond real quick. Why did they build tunnels? They actually did build it for the people. Because you see,
really?
there's an embargo. Bernie,
not one civilian is allowed to go into that bunker.
Let's bring it down a little bit, because I actually stopped somebody from interrupting you, so I would like you to respect me in the same way. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'll respond when
you think that's fair? Yeah. They built the tunnel system for the people because Israel prevents anything from going in there without permission. They aren't allowed to use the ocean. They aren't allowed to use the air. They can't walk out of there. They can't bring in construction materials. And so in order to do things for the people and bring in materials for people, they needed tunnels to get in and out of other places. I don't know why this is something that you guys just gloss over, because it's harmful to your argument, but you said you wanted to respond. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm responding.
First of all, talking about my HOA.
The tunnels have been built specifically for long periods. You can live under there. No civilians are down there. Upstairs, above, they couldn't care less. These tunnels are made to hold thousands of people for years of food. These are not little tunnels, hundreds of miles of tunnels that was built over years and years by the billions of dollars that everybody gave to them to rebuild. And they used it and they couldn't care less. And it is a dictatorship. That's number one. And you don't know history, obviously, because you just have these propaganda points that you fell into. How many, just one question, how many Jews are there in the world? Do you know the population of Jews in the world?
Very small percentage.
What big? Just give me a number. I'd like a number.
Yes. I don't know. I don't
Pick
care.
It. What do you think?
It's
the Jews
irrelevant.
run the world. So how many?
It's irrelevant.
It is not irrelevant.
Okay. Well, okay. So you think that's true? So they make up in the U.S.
I know it's true. It's
They make up. Okay. Let me just give you. Let me give you an example of why it's
You're not
irrelevant.
answering the question.
I'm going to give you an example of why it's irrelevant. Your question, because they make up only 1% to 2% of the U.S. population. But when you look at certain specific industries like media, CEOs, banks, the entertainment industry, they have an outsized proportional representation.
And why is that?
In those industries? Because they hire themselves. Because they hire themselves, Bernie, because they believe themselves to be superior to other people. That's why.
And I'll give you the answer.
In fact, it's written.
Look it up and I'll
written in
the early 1900s.
In their religious
Jews
text.
were not allowed. The Jews were not allowed in industry. There were signs up: no Jews, no Negroes, no dogs. Look it up.
No, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you why, for example. So let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. Okay, Bernie's not going to stop talking. Bernie, I'm muting you now. I want to point out to you that Christians actually used Jewish people because it was against the Christian faith back in the day to apply usury. Jewish people didn't give a fuck. They were like, well, we'll fucking charge you out the ass and then take your shit. And that's why, in a large way, they were not liked by a lot of people. When you've got a group of people that's taking everybody's shit, people don't like that, generally speaking. That's why they got into banking, because they were allowed to do usury and exploit everybody. That's why they do it. No, they weren't forced to do it.
They were forced.
They were exploited themselves.
No, let me explain to you.
By Christians who couldn't do it.
The history of Jews in Europe, where they were excluded from most sectors. They weren't allowed to participate in most sectors.
Yes, poor Jewish
they
people.
Were ushered.
Yes,
I mean, yes.
Yes, poor
really
Jewish people.
I mean,
yes.
Again, unless you don't recognize the historic persecution of Jews, yes, poor Jewish
yes,
people. They
the
were
historic persecution. Why do you think pogroms happened?
Because Tsar Nicholas I needed a scapegoat for the reason that they didn't have crops.
Okay, let's put this, let's frame this in the United States, okay? Do people in America like banks? Do people in the United States like banks? Or do they criticize the big banking industry? What would you say?
Criticize them.
Yeah.
Again, this is such a stupid question.
No, it's not. No, it's a fact.
Yes, it is.
The people that take your stuff.
How are you going to take a loan?
Guy, the people that take your stuff aren't liked. Now, whether that's right or wrong, I mean, we can have that discussion.
Lazy. Yeah.
Do we know which specific banks too? Because major banks today are the ones that insured slaves. They played a major role in the transatlantic slave trade, and they were given reparations on their loss of property, and they're still up and running today, like Bank of America and New York and Company. But we don't see a large amount of Black people basically G-siding other people. On top of that, if Zionism is just self-determination on an ancestral land, why was the Palestine land like maybe a top 5 pick when Uganda was one, East Africa was another location? Why specifically was it that land? Especially since there were other options. It doesn't make sense. On top of that, right, the reason why the Israeli government has banned the reason why the Israeli government has banned the use of discourage or maybe ban completely, I can't remember which, their citizens are using DNA tests because it shows that their origins are in Europe versus onto that land. on top of that, the Palestinian people, they're not only Jewish, they're not only Muslim. There's Jewish,
Only
Christian,
97% are Muslim.
Christian, Jewish, all like several different denominations of Palestinian people that are
97%
of that
Palestinians are
land.
Muslim.
Even if you look historically, Canaanites, Hamites, they're all the same type, the same person of just different sex. So saying, even the whole concept, if this is your ancestral land, why are you also causing harm to your ancestral brothers and sisters? It doesn't make sense.
All right, so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this
it's
without
supremacy.
trying to. Hold on, let me respond. Let me just respond. I'm going to say this without trying to be rude. Again, if your society, demographic, people are, incapable of actually moving themselves forward,
that's supremacy. Do you see what he just did there? No.
Or
that's literally no, because you're I know what you're going to say, that you're blaming a victim here, guy. Why did that woman get raped? Why did the woman get raped? Look what she was wearing. If you didn't walk around wearing skirts like that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Also,
that's white supremacy, bro.
The way that you were able to move forward in the world was oppressing other people. Thank God.
Yeah.
We didn't move forward because I'm not gonna hedge my bets and ensure that, hey, as long as I succeed, nothing else matters, because that's not humanity. You demonstrated your lack of humanity. I still get to drink my drinks in Tel Aviv and watch the BOMBs rain down in Palestine. That's sick.
Real quick. Shortcomings.
Real quick. Yeah, but let me do I got to do a. Okay, guy, we get it, man. Let me do a PSA real quick. Well, we do. I don't think you get anything but white supremacy. Right here, guys, underneath this is 20,000 is the daily goal. So if you guys can help me fill this bar up and get to the end, I'd really greatly appreciate it. That's the goal for the live today. So you can do that by sending gifts, whatever gifts those are. And also, Hobie's forehead has the biggest gift. You can see that down there. If you want to replace Hobie, good on you for that. And also, please keep tapping the screen because we haven't even hit 50K yet. If we could get to 50K within the next 30-45 seconds, that'd be freaking awesome. Keep the comments coming, keep tapping, be interactive. That's what TikTok wants, and it'll push us out. So please, let's just get. Oh my God, Evie, I just saw your fucking profile picture. That's hilarious. Anyway, so I'm going to open it up for open discussion for the next 15 minutes, and then we'll go back to a timer.
Or did they change that?
Come again?
Can I just finish my thought, though, real quick, because I got interrupted.
It wasn't promised to you 3,000 years ago, but I'm going to make an exception for you, sir. You go ahead and start us off on the open discussion.
Yeah, again, so on one hand, you guys are claiming that every other demographic that's historically been persecuted deserves, quote-unquote, the victim card. And then one of the biggest persecuted demographic in the history of the world doesn't. Now, this is the difference between Jews and other demographics. Jews don't need the victim card.
It's called gaslighting.
What they do.
No. It's you know what they do. You know what Zionists now do. You know what Zionists now do. They go. No. Listen. They oppress. They oppress.
No. The Israelis.
White supremacy is triggering, sure, yeah, because somebody that believes themselves to be superior to others and then criticizes them for being victims is wild to me. And then claiming this is what Zionists do right today. They will smack somebody in the face, and then when they get hit, they'll tell everybody, "Oh my God, did she just hit me?" And then act like they didn't just smack you in the fucking face. You are the predators and the victims. You are the predators and the victims. You prey on everybody else. You hate everybody else, and then you cry victim every time somebody gets upset about it. You're the guy that walks by people and secretly elbows them as you walk past them in the fucking store, and when they punch you, you then turn around and scream and cry victim. That's fucking Israel right now, bro. That's what you guys are doing. That's what you're doing right now. It's crazy.
So again, I get that my words were triggering for you, but if you would have let me finish my point, I think you would have understood it a little bit better. It has nothing to do with supremacy or being. Hold on, it has nothing to do with being superior. You just hate the fact that a disenfranchised demographic of less than 15 million people globally somehow managed to succeed everywhere they go. Again, I would argue, because I'm a conservative-minded person, and
They
I'm a person
succeeded
about
everywhere they
individuals,
went? I thought they were
everywhere they
victims
go.
everywhere they went.
I mean, while
So
being
which is it? Were
victimized,
they
they're
successes?
successful.
Were they successful in Germany?
I mean, they were until they were
Depending on
ushered
which ones, because the first
until they were
Zios
ushered
Were they, yeah, how successful
until they
were
were ushered
they?
were Jewish.
into gas chambers. But that's exactly
And
the point. People were jealous
and
of
what
the
was
success
the
that they had gotten
argument
allowed them.
about what those
That's the
people were
point.
doing at the time? What was the argument that they were making?
Are you trying to
What
create
was
a
the argument?
justification for the
What was the
HVAC?
argument that they
Wow.
made? What was the argument?
Oh my God, the same argument you're making now, and you're proving my point. Thank you.
And I can prove that the argument that I'm stating now, because I didn't live back then, so I don't know what was going on then. But I know that what I'm saying now is a fucking fact.
Just like Hitler. Hitler
Isn't
thought
it?
what he was saying was a fact. Yeah.
It's a demonstrable fact.
Exactly.
Even if
Thank
we
you.
look at,
Again,
if
I
we
want for
talk
those.
about
Can I
World
just
War
say this
II,
for 10 seconds? For everyone listening, especially the Jews and the Zionists, this is the modern day anti-Semitism.
Evie, go ahead. He wasn't promised that spot for 3,000 years ago. Go ahead, Evie. I know the white man wanting to talk over the black woman. I'm sure. And now he's like, fuck this shit. I'm on here.
even when we look historically in World War II, ooh, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Joey is washing his feet there.
Thank you for following.
Thanks for the follow, operatic. Go ahead, Evie.
Even when we look at World War II and see the reason why they were persecuted in World War II, that was white supremacy to the max. I don't know if we can say white tea or white supremacy to the max, because the German government was going through what's it called? A failing economy, and they're doing what America's doing right now and blaming the out group, which would be the Jewish people, and which would be everyone not white now. Then when the big thing happened that I can't say on the platform, we still had Jewish Zios helping with the extermination of its own people. They were helping move that forward. That was like the predecessor. I think it started in the late 1800s and then got momentum during World War II. So that's the whole reason why we cannot equate Zionism or the Israeli government to its people, because it's harmed Jewish people back then and today.
That's
Even
right.
in gas chambers. Do you know where they got the idea for gas chambers? The U.S. did it first on its enslaved population. They did it. America did it first, and they just what's it called? Did it quote unquote better in Europe. But then saying, you're just mad that we got it out the mud, but we're also a victim. If your success necessitates the subjugation of another population, especially an indigenous population, your success is moot point. Your success, in Zionist words, does not have the right to exist. Sorry. On top of that in that whole argument, what does that even mean, the right to exist? We don't have Czechoslovakia anymore, but did they have the right to exist? Borders in countries change all the time. This argument is nonsensical.
Yep, that's right. And you know something else that blows me away about World War II is that there were other populations that had a bigger percentage of their people completely wiped off the face of the earth. And nobody ever talks about those people. And they also, some of them, don't have their own home anymore. Where's their land? Brian, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to say earlier, because I think we keep glossing over or making fun, however you want to say it, of this situation that Israel pulled off with these pagers. I don't know if people actually realize the amount of spying, the amount of work that would have to go in to pull off. This is something that the world had never seen before. These people actually created a country, a business. They created a business. They marketed that business. They produced pagers worldwide, not just within the area, worldwide, and then had to create a base of people within the Palestinian people to purchase these pagers. Then they had to put munitions with inside, whether it be C4 or whatever else that they use, and then get all of those pagers past that country's customs and everything else to pull off what they did is absolutely horrifying. It should scare everybody. It should scare everybody that is currently sitting here talking on a cell phone.
That's right.
That this government had the ability to create such a weapon without the knowledge of anybody, including the U.S. government, is absolutely horrifying. And these are the people we're talking about. And again, let me say this because I want to be clear that this is the point. When I believe Lib talk about Israel, we're talking about the government and not the Jewish people, right? Just as we're not talking about Christian people that live in Israel, we are talking about the government. Just as I think Lib said earlier, just as when Iran says death to America, they're not thinking about the American people. They're talking about the American government, the people that pull the strings. In hell, half of us say death to America when we talk about our politicians.
Yep. And let me be clear. And this is the painting I was talking about, was in Epstein's. So, and you look up that person and you'll see who they're associated with, which country they're associated with, that woman with the dress, right? We know which country they were. So what happens in Joey, this really kind of encapsulates your initial question. When you make something so outrageous that to tell people what happened sounds so ridiculous that nobody will believe you. And they do it over, and they're very, very, very good at this government, so good at it. And they've been doing it a long time, and that's how they rope people into this shit. Just like that fucking dress. Who keeps that dress? Somebody that wants something on another person. That's who. And who does the grape, traffics children, and then, sends them out to politicians and powerful people in America? Who does that? Sick fucking people. And that's what they're doing. So, but when you talk about it and what they do, like the pager attack, it's so outlandish that it's hard to accept as fact, right? Because it's so ridiculous on its face. But with the pager attack, had they not come out and said, we did this, they would have turned around and said, it's conspiracy. Oh, the Jews always did it. Oh, this is what you always say. But they came out and they said, we make like Truman Show. They had a Mossad agent that they interviewed on 60 Minutes. Motherfucker said that. We make like Truman Show. They literally embedded themselves inside legitimate corporations in order to do this operation. The corporation that they were inside of didn't even know that it was going on. And they created shell companies.
So at the same time,
What was Ghislaine Maxwell's father famous for? What was Ghislaine Maxwell's father famous for?
At the same time, it's like, why would they release
academic
that?
books?
McGraw-Hill textbooks.
Why would they? At the same time,
No, he was.
Why would they?
He was an
release
Israeli
that they
spy.
did that?
Right, he was.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the same time, why would they release they did that? Because that's brainwashing too. That makes you fearful of it. What if it actually never fucking really happened? There was only a couple of videos of showing them going off, but what if that's just in itself?
And do you see?
Because if they really keep doing it,
you're making my
I think you have a good valid point on that.
They're the ones that bragged about it, Joey. The Israeli government.
I know that, but my point is.
So why would?
Let Joey finish. I think
My point was why would they even do that? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't do it. Maybe they just made it up to put fear in people that this is going to happen.
Thank you for the likes, T-Beans.
I don't see why they would. If they did it, why would they even fucking announce they did it? Because what if they need to do it again?
What Joey's talking about, it can be both physical and psychological WA fare, right? If
Absolutely.
if they didn't
could have not
do it, they're
happened.
claiming it in order to instill this fear
Fear,
on
yeah.
specifically the surrounding countries that were affected. Me personally, I'm not getting the next iPhone 17e because Apple just bought an Israeli startup company that
That's
does
right.
chip manufacturing. I'm getting that Chinese phone, that Xiaomi or Huawei. And
We
it's a lot
talked
cooler
about this
anyway.
just the other day. We were talking about this on this live just the other day. You're absolutely right.
Is that a safer bet?
Well, so
yeah, because then
I
you're
actually,
money.
Joey, I'm glad you said what you said because you're making the point that I was making, which is when you create something so fucking outlandish that it's hard to just fathom that something can happen. Same thing for 911. We had a van of people. Some lady from her fucking home out the window of a building sees these people standing outside this van watching the towers burning. And they were celebrating. They were high-fiving. She didn't know who they were. She reported they put a bolo out on the van, pulled them over, and there were 5 Israelis. And it turns out they were part of an operation here in the United States. They claimed that the operation was to, those people went in an interview in Israel, in Tel Aviv, and they said, we were there to document the event. This is their words on fucking national television. Yes, and they're high-fiving. And, there was all of these weird fucking crazy ties to an operation.
To be there
and they were monitoring. They were monitoring Muslims in the United States is what they claimed. And then you didn't hear anything about it. So now when you bring this up, like, I don't have any proof that they did anything, right? But this thing that happened and these people were caught. But when you bring it up, it's such an outlandish story that nobody will believe you. And that's the point.
Also, keep in mind that it's known that J.E. was known to give out his apartment to those agents, that country's agents. And again, to the point where they've kind of embedded themselves in our country. If anyone knows that company, Cars for Kids, everyone's thinking that's going to kids.
1877 Cars for Kids.
Exactly. I even thought for long, okay, so people selling the cars to give to underprivileged kids that can't have school supplies and things like that. No, that was going over to that country and funding Jewish Americans so they can have their coming and going back to Israel for a year.
Oh, right.
Rite the passage.
Right.
Something like that. And then speed dating type things. Speed dating for Israeli American Jews. What? These are supposed to be for the babies.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I hadn't heard that, and I believe it and thank you, Eric, for the likes. That's a lot of likes, man. And thank you, sir. I heard another voice. Go ahead.
Hey,
go ahead.
To the point too. I think.
Thank you,
T-Beans. There was a point made earlier. That Israel is only 9 million people, right?
Yeah, that was Joey.
Million, which is. Yeah, was saying that's all there was. 9.6 million. Yet they're the top 5 in human sex trafficking, with only 9.5 million. So all those other surrounding countries you're talking about, some with 120 million, some with 110 million, are not even in the top 20 or 30. But this little small country with only 9 million people is a top 5 in sex trafficking in the world.
Crazy.
What
in
the fuck are you talking about? Now Israel sex traffics.
Yeah, absolutely.
They did it right here
no
in the
other countries
U.S.
do.
They did it here in the U.S. Well, of course other countries do. Of course other countries do.
With only 9 million people, you're talking about.
And the Muslim countries that are being accused of fucking, what do they call them, gang raping and doing all this shit in Britain and all that. So
which also happens here. You're not wrong in what you're saying that it happens everywhere. Yes, but did you miss his point?
Yeah, but
in a country of only
where did he get that statistics?
Well, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up because I've never heard that before. I'm going to look it up. But if true, a country of 9 million and you're in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from. Like, I mean.
Go to the U.S. Department.
I don't know. Is that a pivotal point where people travel to go in and out of?
State In 2025 Trafficking in Persons report, Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza are top countries for
top getting caught. Well, that's a good thing, right?
No, not getting caught.
Because if the numbers are there, they're getting. So how do you fucking
not
keep track of
necessarily getting caught.
got caught?
So other countries such as
so what's that statistic
Russia. So as I'm reading this,
are getting
other
caught.
countries such as Russia and others traffic their people to Israel.
So it's a destination. It's a destination.
So if they're getting caught, to put that number on the book, that's a good thing, right? They're getting caught.
They're not
that's
all
really
getting
not a
caught.
good thing.
They're not all getting caught. And that's
so then where's the 5%? Where's that 5% come from?
What 5%?
Okay, so where are you reading this? Because I'm not pulling it up either.
It is on www.state.gov reports 2025 trafficking in persons report. Israel.
Okay, so state.gov/reports /what?
/2025.
Okay.
-trafficking -in person -in persons -report /Israel.
Okay. I think I missed something here. Let me see.
I'll send it to you, Lip.
Okay, I may have found it. I think I found it. Let's see. Addressing complicity, office to monitor. Where's the fact sheet? But okay. Hold on. Okay, so after I've got trafficking-in-persons-report /
Anyway. So while you're looking it up, can I go down a quick rabbit hole with you?
Well, I mean, I need him to tell me how to get there.
So if you Google here, let me see if that makes it easier. All right. Google does the Israeli government have ties to child sex trafficking? It'll pull it up. It'll be the first one that pops up. 2025 trafficking in persons report.
Let's see, 2020. Okay, I see it. West Bank and
was that a story of the news? What is it?
Okay, significantly increases.
So they're considered a tier 2. Right now, they're considered a tier 2 place for
the U.S. government. This is from our own country.
Right. Yeah. But I don't see where you're seeing top 5 though.
Hold on, I'll find it in the report.
Neither am I. I'm looking at it too.
Yeah, let's see. Trafficking profile.
They scrubbed it.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
No, me either. I mean, I'm on the fence on all this shit. So I can go down my little rabbit hole that no one ever
yeah, go ahead.
About.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna.
And I can say the word. I can say Jeffrey Epstein, right? Or do I gotta say?
Just JP.
J.E. or Ep. I don't know.
So that guy.
I don't know that it matters.
Oh, I don't know, right? All right. So that guy. So being a person that worked on Palm Beach Island, I worked on Palm Beach Island for 8 years, and I don't want to say what I did on Palm Beach Island, but so being on Palm Beach Island, now granted, before all this, this is before he was president or even ran. He was part of his country club, supposedly. Well, he was. Now, if you know Palm Beach Island, there are like 10 major country clubs on that island. And Mar-a-Lago is just one of them that are very, very exquisite. Like, he's one of the cheaper ones to get into and be a member of. So all the existing 5 that are on there, I can name them: Palm Beach Country Club, the Everglades Club, Palm Beach Bath and Tennis Club. These are exquisite clubs that cost more money to be a part of than Mar-a-Lago. And it's funny, I can't find fucking anywhere. So why would this person that owns a home on fucking Palm Beach Island, Jeffrey Epstein, penthouse in Manhattan with all this stuff, and then that's the only club he fucking joined. I cannot find him, or they talk about him being a member of, because so my point is, when you're a club member out there, usually you're a club member in like 4 different clubs, not just
Interesting.
one. You cannot find, and most of them clubs, or guess who they're owned by?
Trump?
No.
Who?
The Jewish people. Look up the Everglades Club. Look up Palm Beach Country Club. Seriously.
But I'm telling you, if you start doing this, if you come across a weird fucking story that's like
that's my
crazy,
story. No one ever talks about that.
take the person, the name of the person,
talking about it
in whatever story it is, whatever craziness is going on, and look up their ties to Israel, and you will be surprised by how many of the people responsible for some of these crazy fucking things are tied to this country.
If you get a minute, just look up just the one club. It's called the Everglades. It's called the Everglades Club on Palm Beach Island. On Palm Beach Island. Club on Palm Beach Island. It is so secretive and so. Oh yeah, the history's rich, and it's been there since like the 1930s. All this is historic too.
In the 1930s.
Just to bring it back.
But anyway, my point is, he was I find it hard to believe he was only a member at Mar-a-Lago and not any one of these other 10 clubs that are just as exquisite.
What do you take from that? Like what?
Yeah, they're covering that up. They don't want to be part of that. They don't want to. Oh no, don't act like he was not a member here.
Thank you, Brianna.
He was not a member here. Like
that's funny. Okay, so that was actually built by a gay man, apparently. So I don't know if it was based on a place where he could go Island? To like be gay during that time period. I wonder.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tim.
Yeah.
Can you look up the population of Sicily?
Sure. Now, Evie, I see your hand up. Let me get this population real quick. If you wanted to say something, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that even if
4.7 million.
Even if
the
Israeli
4.7 million, and how much in Italy?
4.7.
That's what I just told you.
And forgive me, Evie.
No problem.
Go ahead, Evie.
Even if Israel was doing everything, well, not doing everything right, their motivations were correct. The way they've gone about it for years is awful. There's this one analogy that, say October 7th was they had the right to respond and everything. Say a school pewer goes into a school and is causing mayhem, right? It would be smart tactics by the government, by the local law enforcement, to go in strategically and get them out with limited to no harm to the children, teachers, whatever. Not taking out the entire block. And that's what Israel has been doing for years. That's what they've been doing for years. On top of that, prior to October 7th, the way they've gone about, even to now, and I'll go back to that, the way they've gone about prosecuting, persecuting, or even attempting to instill quote-unquote justice has been demented. And the New York Times is currently under investigation or being sued by, I can't remember by who, but someone with Israeli ties, about them saying that there has been systematic, allegedly, and in my opinions, systematic SA of the men, women, and children that they have in detention centers. This year, they have passed a bill that they have to basically take out Palestinian prisoners of war within 90 days of them being sentenced. It's just Palestinians, no one else of any denomination. This is sick and demented. It is. There's been allegations of organ harvesting removal as well, because yes, thank you. And the people getting their family back with literally some of their organs missing. Again, like I said, systematic R word. We have people that have been released from Israeli imprisonment, like they have the 1,000 yard stare, just traumatized to their core. and it's not. It's sick. It's sick, and people. I can pull up the article if y'all think I'm lying. I can list out all the incidences of these things.
Thank you, Eric, for all those likes. 41,000. Holy shit, bro. Nice. Appreciate it. Yeah. So now, what are the dates from that report that you're looking at? Like, when did they start reporting that?
The most recent one was it was a whole release. I think it happened this year. But one of the most recent incidences it touched on was, I think, 4 Israeli soldiers that guarded another Israeli soldier that was assaulting a Palestinian, and that was caught on camera. And it's strange. The ones that are in support of the Israeli government in Israel, they were upset the fact that they were being prosecuted and being held to justice, and they got off, and they were on the news, and they're all happy that they were free of this prosecution, even though they caught you on camera assaulting someone. That's one of what recently happened this year that they got off this year.
Yeah. Now somebody is calling in to question what it is you're saying. So if you would like, put up your source, what have you. We know that with the at least the prison that they had graped somebody with a baton or something. I don't remember what it was, and then protesters came out because they were going to be charged, and they were trying to get them.
What I'm referring to was in Israel.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember, it was a Palestinian prisoner that they had, and they graped this person. It was on video.
Yeah.
And then whenever they started to be charged, or they, I don't know, punished them in some way, they had a group of protesters going to protest the charging of them. As if, they can grape these people if they want to. That is sick. So, yeah, I don't know what it is about sex with them. With this, whatever it is, I don't understand it. But it's a common theme.
Wasn't one of the ladies that was on the boat taking supplies to the Palestinians? She was just released. Wasn't she saying that she was essayed while she was held captive in Israel? I thought I seen a news report on that last night.
Are you you're not talking about Thunberg, are you? It was a flotilla.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, she did a public interview. She was raped repeatedly, right?
Right, yeah, while in custody.
Right. This is what they do. They do it to children. They do it to 4 years old. They do it to 5 years old. This is who they are. They're not, like I say, that rabbi. There was actually from the Levant, he was part Palestinian. Like he said, there's only thousands of real Jews left in the world, actually from the Levant. Now you can take up the religion and become Jewish, because that's what they are. But they're not. They have no Hebrew blood. They're nothing. They have no connection. Like if you took one of the Israelis in the government and tied him to an olive tree, they would die, even if you brought them food, because they have a reaction. That's why, that was promised to them 3 years ago, 3,000 years ago, but they can't be around olive trees. That's why they dig them up from the pollen from the trees. It affects them.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I've heard this before, but I'm not.
Are they allergic?
I don't know
to
about
what?
that, but
Allergic to. If you put them and tie them to a tree, they will not be able to breathe, because, like I say, they're allergic to it.
I'm going to look this up.
That's
True.
wild.
Also, now,
What about the trees?
With the
I know Israel had a whole campaign of bringing over European trees into Palestine in order to geographically erase the indigenous habitat of Israel. I don't know what the allegations about.
They want them trees gone in the West Bank. They want them out of there. That's why you see bulldozers. They're digging them out. I'm telling you.
That in addition to their different color roofs for different populations within the West Bank and within Palestine to identify who's Israeli and who is not.
Yeah. Bottom line is, that's why, like I said, they say, well, DNA is illegal and it's against the law. But they say, well, you can get your DNA in Israel, yes. But if it comes down to an official event the government has to prove that to recognize it.
Here we go. I found this.
that movie
and
with Mel
this is from Bernstein. So I don't know. I'd have to look at the full study, but here's the abstract. The incidence of skin tested sensitivity to olive pollen allergens among subjects with suspected atopic respiratory allergy was investigated in various populations of Israelis. This incidence was correlated with the olive cultivars, with the abundance of trees in the patient's neighborhoods, and with the history of exposure of the studied populations to olive pollen. Positive skin reactions to olive pollen among atopic patients of the Jewish population is rather high, where olive trees are abundant, 66%, and lower, 29%, where trees are scarce. Sensitization was significantly lower among population of Israeli atopic Arabs, 16%, though these Arabs have lived in an olive-rich area for several generations. Interesting. There you go.
I mean, things like that are kind of common throughout history. I'm extremely allergic to just the smell of gardenias. I get physically nauseous and will vomit. It's weird. It's very strange, and I've tried it, and it's not uncommon. So I don't know what that makes me.
Well, there's something also that they are allergic to, the sun. If they go out in the sun, they get sunburnt, they get blisters.
Right.
I got the story.
I'm gonna put you up, Evie. Go ahead.
The largest skin bank
Mel Brooks
in the world. The largest skin bank in the world is Israel. They have the largest skin bank because they keep the Palestinians. They take their skin. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
They don't belong there in that land. That's what I'm saying. There's so many things. That all came from a rabbi back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's insane.
This is the opinion piece that the Israeli government is suing the New York Times for, because they were reporting on the systematic SA that has been done on Palestinians since being in their custody. Again, I want to say at least 70% of those held in custody under the Israeli government are not even charged with anything. We can start here. Sammy, a freelance journalist, says that as he is being taken to a prison cell after his detention in 2024, a group of guards threw him into the ground. They were hitting me. They were all hitting me, stepping on my head and neck. Someone pulled my pants down. They pulled my boxers down. And then one of the guards pulled a rubber baton and used to beat the prisoner. They were trying to force it into my rectum, and I was bracing myself to prevent it, but I couldn't. And I can keep going, but it gets more graphic as I keep scrolling.
Okay, no. Okay, now I know exactly, and I've read almost that entire fucking article. There was the documentation that compiled these complaints and the quotes from these. It was some fucking sick, twisted shit. So to the person in the comments that was saying, "Why are you allowing her to lie?" She wasn't lying. There you go. Yeah, it's been a while since
It's lying, but the bottom line is, like I say,
it's the gaslighting shit, Ziolighting, as I call it.
Rabbi's brother stayed in Israel, and they unalived him. So I mean, like I say, this was in the 90s.
That's right, Titus. That's right, Titus. And thank you for the likes, son. Yeah, Brian, go ahead.
I got to run, but I want to say before I leave, I don't know if anybody's seen the IRS reports, but the reports came out from the IRS, and only 9% of Americans qualified for no tax on overtime, and only 2% of Americans qualified for no tax on tips. So thank you for the big, beautiful bill and how much you help the American people, all 11% of them.
Crazy.
So just think about that. 91% of the American population that filed taxes got no help on no tax on overtime.
Yeah, so, that's wild. I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, so,
Crazy.
But thank you for giving me the time to come up, Liv. I appreciate it. And as always, great show, man.
I appreciate you. Yeah, it's good to see you. It's been a while, but I appreciate you coming up, man. We'll see you later, man. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Yeah. I also, and this is kind of aside from what we've been talking about, did you hear the airlines? Trump is about to shut down international flights for cargo and people into Democratic cities. Yeah.
Can he even do that?
He can do whatever he wants.
Right.
Back and let him do it.
Yeah, because if somebody doesn't
What's he
abide
doing?
by
Repeat
it,
that.
he's going in here. I'll pull up the reporting real quick.
Someone give Dementia Man his applesauce and let us know in the comments.
Oh my God! Yeah, here we go.
I'm
And
on my
Mark Wayne
laptop,
Mullen,
smartass.
this little piece of shit, Mark Wayne Mullen. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, U.S. draws up plans to halt immigration, customs processing at sanctuary city airports. I noticed, though, Reuters leaves out the part that it's also cargo. Cargo. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen said the Trump administration is drawing up plans to stop processing international travelers and cargo at major U.S. airports and sanctuary cities. Now, I'm sorry, but do you think that the word cargo probably should have made it in the fucking title of this article? Seems like that's important. Jesus. Anyway, that have declined to cooperate with an immigration crackdown. So any Democratic city that's a sanctuary city are going to get fucked. But here's the thing, is that a lot of our GDP comes from the cargo that is obtained in blue cities, in sanctuary cities. So it's not just going to impact them. It's going to impact the entire country. It'll impact the entire country. Yeah, this guy is like, I mean, he's Hitler reincarnated. I mean, really. Fucking wild. Yeah, I mean, Joey, what do you think of that? It's fucked up? Thank you, Tyler.
Of course.
Yeah, that's wild.
I think Joey said about 9 million people. Well, it isn't the 9 million people. Like I say, what it is, it's a small amount, just like Sicily. That's why I asked you the population. It was like 4.2 million people. And back in the 40s, like I say, 50s, 60s, by the 70s, you couldn't get a container unless a certain brotherhood got their cut. They controlled everything that came in. And then they started working down at the southern border, down in Louisiana. Then they went to California. And they became very powerful, very powerful. But the difference is, when they got caught, they went to prison. And the biggest obstacle they had, they got the get out of jail free card. That's why they despised the Jewish Zionists, because they got a free, because it was Israel government, which undermined them. But what I'm saying is, they had the FBI, they had law against them. If the Israelis got caught, oh, it's okay. You get to go back home. No problem. You're free. You don't get prosecuted. Just like the guy, and it still hasn't changed, just like the guy that had kids on his phone. Obscene phones. I mean, obscene pictures on his phone. I'm not talking about 13-year-old, 12-year-old kids. It was like 2 years old, 3 years old. Obscene pictures of what a man was doing to him. And he got arrested. And then he got a free trip back to Israel. Never be prosecuted. Never come back here. This is what you're up against. These people got control of the courts. They got control of the government.
The presidency, the Congress, our fucking Supreme Court.
That's what they put J.E. in there back in the late 70s, early 80s. That was what his gig was, to get the goods on them, because this is how these people operate. They have no regard for children. They have no regard for any human life. None.
That's
and
right.
It's not all 9 million of the Jewish people that aren't really Jews, but they want to be. They converted, that's fine. But it's in the thousands of what the real actual Jewish people, like from the Levant, it's in the thousands now, because they wanted them gone too.
Yeah, I mean, they basically hijacked a religion into an ethnicity, into a race, and use that as a defense mechanism.
Right.
Because it's
So in other words,
you know, to me,
the Costa Nostra should have infiltrated the government. But what cracks me up is in '92, we were giving them $15 billion to $20 billion a year, and a congressman outed that on him. He went on all the networks, and he ended up getting the second only congressman to be impeached. I sent you that video of him. He was saying everything that's happening right now would be happening. He said that in 2014. He says, your kids are going to be coming back in body bags from them. 2009, when he got out of prison, there were satellite dishes all around Jim's house. What I'm saying is he outed them.
Right.
And then he had an accident in 2014 after he was banned from all the networks. All three major networks banned him. All cable news channels banned him. Why?
Well, we know why. But I mean, if you don't get on board with what they do, they will come after you in many, many weird ways. They'll come after you in all kinds of ways. They'll make shit up. They'll claim you're racist. They'll claim you're a bigot. They'll claim you're this. They'll fuck up your jobs. They will come after your kids. They'll come after your family. This is what they do. They do it all the time.
Yep. They have no regard. Like I said,
none.
You keep referring them as people.
And like
people.
Like religious zealots use their religious zealotry to justify like really terrible shit. Because whenever I think of a Jewish person, I think of the religion. I don't think of like a type of people, like a race of people or an ethnic group. I think of religion because, just like you said, you can convert into Judaism.
Right. And you can convert unknowingly what they're really about, because the bottom line is this rabbi said you keep referring to them as people. I'm sitting there with a Jewish friend, right? And also a Muslim. We were sitting there, and this rabbi said, he goes, you keep referring to them as people, like how many are there? First of all, they're not people. You believe in demons? You believe in God? First he asked me God. I go, yeah. He goes, so do you believe in demons? And I said,
thank you, Tired.
Yeah, and that's when he said, this is what they are. They're not people. No one can sit there and watch innocent children be, taken. They can't. And if you're even in the Costa Nostra, that's a sacrilege. That's a sin. Like if you take out a child, like I say, back in the 70s and 80s, and you got the okay to do whatever you do, but you took an innocent child and this happened, you didn't plan it well, you're gone. You're done.
Yeah,
that's
but they don't care. There's no bottom to what they're willing to do because the ends justify the means. And that's to Joey's original question, that's why they're so good at what they do, because if there are no boundaries, you have nothing restricting you from doing anything, you can do all kinds of crazy shit. And they do. Now, T-Beans, welcome in. Go ahead.
Hey, Tim, thanks for having me. I got
thanks, Butch. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We'll see you. I'm about to wrap up also, but yeah, T-Beans, go ahead. Guys, we haven't quite made the goal. We're just under 3,000 coins away. So if you guys want to help me get to my goal, I'd appreciate it. We can finish this green bar. If not, that's cool. I appreciate the support though. But T-Beans, please go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, I was just totally off subject.
Thank you, perfect.
But I wanted to bring in a little bit of light and good news today.
I can see that.
Man, Donnie doing it again, let me tell ya. His block-by-block housing plan, if you guys haven't seen that, y'all should get on and check it out. It's actually amazing. He's looking for, it'd be $22 billion of capital investment over the next 5 years. Which would bring in 200,000 new price-fixed affordable homes, plus offer 200,000 affordable homes over the next decade. So the project is incredible.
So block by block housing project. How is he funding it? Thank you again, Micah. Thank you so much.
It looks like it's going to be by capital investments.
So just rich people putting their money in there. I wonder how they're going to get returns on it, because usually people don't do anything for nothing. I'll have to look into it, but do you know?
Yeah, from what it looks like for me, it's going to be a couple of bills thrown into one. I'm still kind of digging and doing some more research on it because I just found out this morning about it. but it looks like it's not going to cost taxpayer money. It looks like they're just going to use the overtures that they're bringing in for tax dollars.
Interesting.
And people investing. But they're actually it looks like it's going to be starting in the Bronx.
Nice.
The project to bring in fixed affordable housing.
And look at how quickly.
I know.
And he doesn't have to break the fucking law or destroy somebody's life to do it like Donald Trump is doing.
Yep. It just goes to show you that they can do it for the American people. They just don't want to.
That's right. Yeah, David, that's what they said about the ballroom.
He's bringing in affordable housing?
Yep. On top of everything else that he's done.
Where are you reading
and
this?
And guess what? That's a campaign promise.
That's right.
It's one of those, like my mother used to say, I'll see it when I believe it when I see it.
Well, have you seen what he's done in the last 100 days during his office?
What has he done?
Well, let me grab a generalized list because it's quite long.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
100 days.
A list of his proposals, I'm sure.
Oh, no, it's not proposals. He's followed through with them already. He's actually completely closed the deficit.
Here we go. I got this. Is
yeah, I went up on that. He's playing a shell game with money, but go ahead.
What do you mean?
He's been playing a shell game with money.
In what way? What do you like? What does that mean?
He's getting money through the state, and then to say he's balanced the budget, shit like that. I didn't note it all down, but I watched a couple of reports on it. Several.
No, he got Hochul to agree he got Hochul to agree to the tax increase, which is something people thought that he wouldn't be able to do. You know, specifically to like rich people, but because Mondani is, a charismatic, smiling guy, I guess, he got it done and balanced the budget.
Yep. So he has done childcare expansion, which provides a full year for 2K with the rollout of thousands childcares for low-income neighborhoods. He has filled over 100,000 potholes. He has completely balanced the budget. He's recovered $9.3 million in restitution for workers of small businesses and $34 million in repairs for settlements for tenants of housing.
Well, let's just stop at the potholes. Isn't he supposed to do that any fucking way? Isn't the city supposed to do that anyway?
Hey, let me ask you, how many potholes has your man filled?
Right. My man.
He filled his own pothole.
Okay, how many potholes has he filled?
It's like Bubba can get in my pothole. Sorry, that's gross. But
and the daycare is for what? Is the daycare?
It's for children, Joe. It's when parents have children and they have to go to work.
No, I know. I fucking have 3 of them, but smartass, and I paid out of pocket, unfortunately. And I tried to get on programs, and they told me I paid too much fucking money.
I'm glad you have that
I really didn't. No,
so.
I scraped and I ate fucking ramen
I'm sure you
noodles
did
for a
because
long
you live
time.
in Florida, where the child care is terrible, and so are all of your
No. There's child care, but you're pretty much just like anywhere else. You had to be fucking unemployed.
Tell me more about how good Florida is. Oh, please, I want to hear it.
Right, so again, about the fucking my point about the child care in New York, you're talking about who qualifies? Everybody, or just the poor people?
Income families.
Exactly. It's the same old shit.
Joey, let me say it louder for you in the back.
I would have qualified in Florida.
Can y'all read this?
I would have qualified in Florida if I was fucking low income or unemployed. And my low income job, you want to know what it was? I fucking worked for fucking Walmart, but they said I made too much money. Okay. So they basically looked me and my wife in the eye and said this. Well, I swear to God, I cannot make this up. My personal experience, they basically looked at them and said, well, if one of you were unemployed.
Okay. So why do you
we actually considered to go on unemployment so we can afford daycare. But then we're like, what's the point of daycare if one could stay home and watch the kids?
Why do you think
I was in that position too.
Yeah, it's like Suggs.
Yeah, and he's trying to fix that.
And nothing's for fucking free, young lady. That's coming out of the taxpayers' money.
Okay.
Nothing's for free. Or the fucking daycare people volunteering their fucking time.
I'm totally
And I'm
absolutely
fine with
fine
it,
with
too.
my tax
I'm
dollars
fine with
going
it,
to
too.
childcare. You know what I'm not
Yeah,
okay with?
yeah,
My
but
tax dollars going in the
But
pocket
maybe
of
that should
orange
help the fucking
Oompa
middle
Loompa.
class too. But it should
That's
fucking
what
help
the
the
fuck
middle
I'm not
class,
okay
not
with.
just the fucking unemployed. Because if you're unemployed, watch your fucking kids.
Okay, so why do you hate poor people and why do you simp for
Who
the
hates
billionaires?
poor people?
You.
Who simps for the billionaires?
You have a You. You
How
have
do
a
you figure
problem with
you?
poor people needing help.
No, I don't like the way fucking government's run, and you're gonna sit there and try to tell me Obama, fucking Odami, or whatever his name, is doing a great job.
Oh, I'm
It's
glad
the same
you
old
know
Do
fucking
you-
principle.
Well, do you
It's
think
the
that
same
he's
old
not?
fucking principle.
Okay,
It's the
hold
same
on,
old principle.
hold on, Joey.
The poor people get it.
Joey,
The fucking working class don't.
Joey. Okay,
So it's the same shit.
Okay,
So he's done nothing.
all right. So according to you, he's done nothing. But we're going through
Make
it,
it the fuck.
and every time that she says something like you have a problem with it, just because I think you don't want him to be successful, that may be what
No,
it is.
I'd like him
Do
to
you
be
think you might-
successful, but
Okay,
this is all so far pipe dreams.
So let's
There's nothing that's
go.
for fruition.
Do you think that daycare
She
should be
named two
more
fucking
affordable?
things so far.
Well, Joey, do you?
For everybody,
there's
yes, for
there's a
everybody.
bunch of things.
For
It should be
everybody, not
affordable.
for the
Yes.
fucking. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But that's private business. That's
okay.
private business.
So if you can only afford to make it affordable for people who can't afford it, are you okay with that too?
Say it one more time.
Are you
To make
okay
it
with
affordable-
make it affordable for people who just can't afford it? Are you okay with that too?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what was the problem? I didn't understand.
The problem is she act like he's making an accomplishment. It's the same old scenario that's been going on for probably the last 50, 60 years in New York State and Florida. The people that are unemployed or really very low income can get the help, can get them benefits. The people that are working class, the middle working class, don't get them benefits.
Well, obviously, you have a problem with that.
I want the middle class to get these fucking benefits, not just poor people.
If they can afford it, though.
If the middle class are the ones fucking bearing the fucking tax burden.
Well, the middle class.
Poor people.
Benefit off of
The
that.
middle class isn't bearing the tax burden, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're really not.
How dare
They're really
you?
not.
How dare you tell a family that's seeking help?
I was telling a family.
First of
Tell
all,
them what? Seek help. If you get it, good for you.
Why are you?
We're on the subject of fucking
And why-
Adami
and
like
I
he's doing
heard
something
you.
special. He's
I
not
heard-
doing anything special right now.
I'm
He's
not
doing
even
the same old
sure.
shit.
Everything you said.
He's doing the same old shit that the rest of them have been doing.
Well, nobody's balanced it.
Make it
And
affordable for the
what
middle
happened
class,
last- and
not
what
just for
happened
the
last
poor.
Okay. Do you
And
think
what
he's
happened with
failing?
Giuliani,
Do
Bloomberg.
you
No, I don't
think he's
I
failing?
think it's just mediocre right now. I don't know what the hell it is, to be honest with
Okay.
you.
Well, right here, let me just pull this. So let's just go through some of these, okay? Because I'm not even sure what you guys are arguing about at this point. Right here, this is a bump
It's excesses.
on day 6.
Potholes.
Mayor Mamdani fixed a slight roadway dip that had plagued cyclists exiting the Williamsburg Bridge into Manhattan for years, and nobody fixed it. He did, right? This is something that he's done.
So he went out there and got a shovel? Wow. Oh, I see. His budget fixed
Wow,
it. That was,
wow,
Right.
so original.
okay.
Revived the redesign of 31st Street in Astoria. Redesign the project would add protected bike lanes and pedestrian islands. Similar designs have shown to reduce traffic and lives and serious injuries by 18%. So he's done that. A $1.2 billion investment in universal child care. So this goes into what we're talking about. On just day 8 of the administration, Mayor Mamdani joined Governor Hochul to announce a historic investment in affordable child care for nearly 100,000 kids. The $1.2 billion investment created 2 through K free child care for 2-year-olds, expanded 3 to kindergarten, and extended child care subsidies to tens of thousands of additional families. That is new. That is not mediocre. That is not everybody's doing that. Free child care for 2-year-olds.
That's absolutely new.
Yeah,
That's new. That's great.
Yeah, that is great.
And is that through a voucher? I wonder how that works, to be honest with you.
So,
Is that a
so
voucher
the ones,
or a government
so the-
facility?
So the ones passed, well, I imagine it'll just, go to an authorized child care center that meets criteria. I imagine, I can't imagine but in extended child care subsidies to tens of thousands of additional families. So those that aren't getting it free after 3 can get subsidized for it. So it's like a mixture of both. But it's certainly a step in the right direction. Free theater tickets joined under the
for
radar.
World Cup.
Yeah, theater festival to
Free what?
distribute 1,500 free tickets to plays and performances across the cities. Just 9 days into the administration, mayor's efforts to tackle
That
the
is
affordability
weird.
crisis didn't just touch big ticket expenses like rent and childcare, but the arts and culture that make the city what it is. That's actually interesting because, you know, a lot of people go to New York to go to plays and stuff that is out of reach for a lot of people. So, you know, it's kind of a I don't know, a weird deal.
It is
Modular
weird, but
toilets.
That's good. I like the arts.
Announced the launch of a new program to expand access to public bathrooms across the city, committing $4 million to a request for proposal for high-quality modular public restrooms. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Huh.
Liv.
Yeah, modular toilets. I assume that means like things you can attach it to. You know,
I remember
quickly.
like 20 years, if not 20 years ago, a mayor from New York tried to, and it was like trying to get like Japan. They got these like exquisite portalots.
Yeah, here
and
it
I'm
goes.
sure that's what that is.
Right. Hopefully better than a porta potty, because I mean, geez.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, they're like exquisite.
Hooked,
self-cleaning,
and maybe hooked into the sewage. I wonder. Or
not if it's modular.
Oh, so it is like a septic
cassette.
type. I see. Interesting. I wonder if they can like use that to fuel something, burning human shit. Anyway, signed executive order targeting fines and fees facing small businesses. On the counter of a Dominican bakery in Cypress Hills, Mayor Mamdani signed an executive order directing 7 city agencies to review small business fees and fines with the goal of finding expenses we can cut and remove from the backs of small business owners across the city. There you go. DCWP, MotoClick, and delivery app compliance notes. Okay. Egregiously violating the city's delivery worker laws, MotoClick, which operates a restaurant-facing delivery service, blatantly ignored the minimum pay rate installed directly from workers' paychecks with shocking tactics like deducting the entire cost of refunded orders from workers' pay. Wow. God, these companies are fucking crazy. Let's see, recommitted to just home supportive housing project. Let's see, reversing the prior administration's effort to block the project and delivering 83 100% affordable homes at New York City Health Plus Hospitals Jacoby. The affordable housing project will serve formerly incarcerated New Yorkers with complex medical needs. Like, damn, dude, this is day 19, okay? This is within day 19.
How many days are we in on Trump's administration?
Yeah, but okay, you're talking about things that are like what's fruition yet though? Like the potholes in fruition that came to so far. I mean, let's see, because these are just.
Well,
you know
I mean,
he's decreased.
He's implementing these things when they,
you can't just snap your fingers and.
Right, I get that. That's what I'm saying. So, but you guys act like it's snapped, it's done. Like these are all implemented in the works already.
Trying to do something, though.
I agree, and you should.
Okay,
so
we can wait and see.
These are all.
And
So
what has
in a year
Trump
from
done?
now, if these portal lots are not seen, then what do you say?
And
Or
what
whatever.
has Trump, and the
Give him more time.
and the
Not
question
talking
that
about Trump.
And the question
talking
you're
about
dodging,
Trump.
Joey, is what has
What
Trump
question am I
done?
dodging?
And what has Trump done in the year that he has been in office? I from what I'm hearing, Mamdani is doing more and actually getting shit done and trying to get shit done. Okay, because
Doing
again,
it at an all-time low
Yeah, we I guess we both
on the crime rates in New
live
York
and
City.
watch the different sides of the fucking spectrum.
Well, Joey, here,
My
let me
side of the
just say.
spectrum-
Hold on. Let me just say.
So a lot of people
I-
not happy with
Joey,
him and what he's been doing.
Joey, okay. Let me say to your point about Mamdani.
Because-
We'll see what happens. Fine, that's fine. But the
And
way
I
you
get that,
present
and I understand
the
that.
way you present
way.
it is as if it's a negative and as if you believe that it's going to fail. But when I look at
No,
somebody
no.
who's moving,
but you're acting like this is
he
already
is.
Well, with good intentions. That's good.
Right.
That's fine.
This right here.
Don't act like it's all said and done already.
This here is done. Mamdani administration issued a final rule banning hotels across the city and country charging customers hidden junk fees. That's gone. And they did do
that's
that.
good. Yeah.
Right.
Did they?
And
He's
yes,
awesome.
and they
Who the fuck is that
also
benefiting?
think about this. You go to get
People
a
that come
room.
back, stay there, vacation there.
Yeah. You rent a room and then they'll $35 a night, and you're like, oh, okay. And so you're booking. You go through fucking
So
spend
that's
15
protecting
minutes.
the tourists.
Right,
get more
you spend
tourism.
15 minutes, and then you get to the checkout, and it's $107.
Don't put on that pay-per-view porn.
Right, 30.
Don't crack open a mini fridge.
Well, hold on. So don't do that. I mean, but that one's on you if you assume that But you should also be forced to have a sign there saying exactly what the fees are for each of the things that are there. Some of them don't even do that. But that's beside the point. The hospitality industry responded to this, and they posted a fucking a Twitter, like one of the major hotel chains posted a Twitter post, and they were like, "Oh, that's fine. We're just gonna, instead of posting the $49 for it, it's gonna show that it costs actually $60 for it." And everybody was like, "Hey, dumbass, that was the point. You were lying about the cost of the goddamn room, and now you can't. Now you just have to tell them what it's going to cost for the fucking room based on the fees, minus taxes." But it's like they don't even know what's going on. They're so removed from reality. Let's see.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm not knocking that at all. I'm really not knocking anything he's trying to do. I just want to.
Here we go. 2 youth clinics. Two new clinics to provide comprehensive health care to young people ages 16 to 25 years old. Supported by $4 million from Metro Plus Health, the clinics will provide mental health counseling to young New Yorkers as they age out of pediatric care. This is critical as nearly 90% of youth stop seeing their mental health provider after they turn 21.
It has already
huge.
happened.
It has? It did go into place?
Yep, it's going into effect. They're renovating the clinics as we speak.
Yep. Yeah, Perfect Stranger in the comments. You're absolutely right. Those fucking fees in Vegas are ridiculous, guys. I mean, some of those fees are like more than the damn room itself. So yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Appointed chief savings officer to tackle waste. Why would you list that? 20,000 Slack subscription. Oh, the CSOs have already found major savings opportunities from small changes like canceling a $20,000 Slack subscription to hundreds of thousands saved from foregoing vacant office space. I mean, that's good if they've already cutting it. So this is part of how he's paying for some of this shit, though. Announced reinstatement. And what's funny is that Trump ran on waste, fraud, and abuse. Mamdani really didn't run on it. He's just doing it. You know what I mean? He didn't have to bloviate about it or pretend he was doing it because Trump didn't even do that.
He coming out. He's not giving the concept of a plan. He's like you said. Mamdani is actually going out there to fix the issues that are weighing right now. Not Trump. So whoever wants to go ahead and say that Trump is doing his job, please point me in please provide a source, a receipt, a billing statement, something to that effect. And again, because I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't care.
And a lot of this by his tax that he's putting on the rich. I mean, that goes into effect January 1st.
Yeah.
Yep.
So luxury homes are being taxed for having a secondary house.
But we're supposed to just go along with a concept of a plan, right? That's what we're supposed to do.
Now this one is cool. It protects vulnerable New Yorkers from dangerous cold snaps. In response to the cold snaps, coordinated dozens of agencies during the first ever 24-hour enhanced Code Blue, which opens new warming shelters, including one in Lower Manhattan, and deploys warming buses to serve people that need warmth. So they send fucking buses to places so that people can stay warm. During January's cold snap, Mamdani released a video PSA urging New Yorkers to sign up for Notify NYC. The response was immediate. 51,000 new subscribers joined in just 1 week, with more than 142,000 new subscribers so far this year, surpassing nearly all of 2025's growth in just 100 days. That's fucking awesome. I'm sorry. What a great idea to prevent people from freezing to death, right? You send a fucking bus out to let them come and stay warm instead of making them like travel halfway across the city to go to an overcrowded space. That's awesome.
But remember, we are talking about Trump don't give a shit about people. He only cares about the vote. Yeah.
Oh, and new executive director of mayor's office to combat anti-Semitism. They called him an anti-Semite, and there he is. Because it is a problem. And actual anti-Semitism is a fucking problem. And I'm seeing more and more people I saw this video on TikTok. These people, I don't know if they look Jewish or whatever, but this dude walked up to him. Started saying the most horrendous shit to these people, and I'm like, this isn't okay either. They're not doing this stuff, So it is a problem, and of course, they'll also use that to continue to do what they do by justifying it and saying we're victims, which they're creating themselves as victims by doing terrible shit, which then gets idiots to collectively punish those people. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's pretty fucked up, actually. New RFI for providers in cutest way possible. Alongside preschoolers speaking at a mini podium, Mayor Mamdani announced a request for information from childcare providers interested in providing 2 through K and 3 through K. The first time providers have been invited to offer their services in 5 years. The mayor was asked several questions, including what his favorite animal was. Oh, that is adorable. Look at that. Look at that.
It's definitely not a dog.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Give them a mini podium that's funny. Launched expansive Know Your Rights campaign and strengthen immigrant
What was his
protections.
favorite animal? Did it show it? It was way
It didn't say. It didn't say.
Yeah, definitely not a dog, though.
That's funny. Anyway, we could go through this list,
It comes off to me that you just don't like him. You just don't.
I really don't. If I'm honest, I don't.
And I don't understand why. And I really think that it's just
I have
because
the right to
you hate
dislike
poor
him.
people.
Do you? What the fuck are you talking about? I grew up poor. You don't even. So do you dislike Trump?
Yes.
Right. So you have the right to do that, and I don't disagree with you. I don't judge you for it.
Well, let me ask you something.
To dislike him. I don't hate him. Let's get this clear.
Hold on.
Let's get this clear. I don't.
Joey, let me ask you a question.
And I do wish him well. I honestly, in my heart, wish him well. I wish that all this does come to fruition. Okay. I really do.
Let me ask you a question, Joey. Let me ask you a question. Do you understand why T-Beans doesn't like Trump? Like, does it make sense to you?
Yeah, because of the propaganda and all the media she listens to and shit like that.
Well, or the words that come out of his mouth, right? He says some pretty horrendous shit.
He can say some off-the-wall shit.
Okay,
but what do you expect that as somebody that's been fucking brutalized for the last fucking 15 years?
Okay, well,
what do you expect?
Okay,
Joey, what do you expect?
Joey, he came out the gate.
President's been harassed.
Joey, he came out. Go on and on. Oh my God, he came out the gate like that, right? But you understand why somebody might dislike him based on his own words. I'm sure you understand it. But
I don't
we
like
don't
Muldowney because he looks
understand.
like a phony shit. He looks like he's phony.
Okay.
He sits there and says everything with a fucking
Now
smile.
we know.
And acts like he acts like everything's fucking free. Nothing is fucking free. It's been debated. Nothing's free.
You know how he's getting passed up?
The fucking taxpayers pay for it.
He's taxing
But he's got you brainwashed with this fucking fantasy with fucking rainbows and butterflies. Nothing's fucking free.
The rich. Crash out, baby.
They're fucking running out of New York. They're
Tony,
running.
you love socialist programs. Tell me you love socialist programs. Tell
You're
me you want
fucking
them women to
brainwashed.
get snapped.
You're brainwashed. I hope I'm the best, but we'll see what happens.
He's already doing it.
He fucking filled potholes.
He's
that
my
should
God,
have been the city should have been doing the whole
you
time.
You did not listen to a fucking thing that was just said.
Free daycare for 2-year-olds. That is great. Let's see.
Somebody pushed your cunt button.
If it's just no, I missed what's his name.
Happened?
Damn.
Wait,
Joey,
what happened?
I think you're the one that's brainwashed.
What's his name? The Australian guy.
You're the one that's brainwashed, bud.
Yeah, no, he's the one that said he came up with the cunt button. He's like, he was talking to me because he got upset one day. And he's like, you pushed my cunt button, and so I had to make a cunt butt sticker. But yeah,
anyway, nothing for free. It is this butterfly and nothing for free. And I just think I personally just. I don't hate him. I don't.
What's up,
Grunkle? I just don't. I think he's phony. I think he's phony.
July 1st, he's putting a tax on rich people. And that is what's paying for most of these programs. I'm sorry that you don't understand.
We'll see. I don't understand. It's
already there. January 1. It goes into effect.
We'll see.
January 1. It's already written.
But you can't collect from something that's fucking ran away.
Nobody's ran. You are so brainwashed, dude.
Okay.
You
How am I
talk
brainwashed?
about everybody else with the propaganda.
You don't sound. Where are you from? Where are you from? You don't sound like you're from New York.
Joey, hold
you
on
don't
real
sound
quick,
like
Joey.
you're from New York.
Okay, Joey.
I've had 3 family members in the last 6 months.
Joey, hold
sell
on.
their shit and
And I'm
move.
sure they're all brainwashed just like you.
I'm muting Joey. Hold on. How does a house run away? Can you answer that?
What do you mean, how's a house? Talking about
you said
rich people.
They're taxing. They're not going to be able to tax because they're running away. They're taxing the property. So how does that house run away?
Oh, she was talking about taxing the rich people. Property tax and stuff like
That's
that.
what they're
what are you talking about?
taxing. That's what he's taxing. He's taxing the property, the second property that they own. Do you see?
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Right.
So when they own another piece of property, so when they get rid of that, and so someone else they sell to somebody that just has one property. There's ways around it.
If they do that,
and if anybody knows, rich people find ways around shit.
Well, Joey, actually,
tell me I'm wrong.
Hold on, Joey, because that problem, them doing that, selling the house to somebody else, resolves some of the housing crisis, because right now what he's doing is taxing vacant properties. So they own property there that they aren't using. It's like their second home. That's what he's taxing. So if they sell it and somebody uses it, that opens up housing for somebody else.
Oh, so that's the long term. So that's the long-term plan.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, why do you need 3 homes?
So let me
2 homes. I would understand a vacation house and like your main house, right? A house should be lived in my view.
I totally agree with you about that.
Yeah. So like, if you got 12 houses and 3 of them are
someone with
vacant,
12 houses.
Well, and the 3 of them are vacant.
Or they're vacant because you're probably asking too much.
Really.
You're asking too much in rent.
Well, no, they're not renting it.
So they're just empty.
That's correct. Yes, that's right.
All right, so rich people find ways around shit, right? So what they'll do is they'll sell the house, give it to somebody in their fucking family that has one. What do you mean, good luck?
They have to live there. They have to be a resident.
Correct. Oh, you have to reside there? What the
fuck
are you talking about? So now you just changed the goalpost.
No, it's not.
So they run around and they knock on doors and make sure someone's living in the house?
It can. Oh my God, it's fucking registered that way. I'm surprised you
living
in Florida
registered
wouldn't
that fucking way.
That. It has to be a
what are you talking
primary
about? You're moved the goalpost.
Joey,
I get what you're saying.
No.
So I have a winter home. I live in Florida and I have a summer home in New York, right? But it stays empty because I'm 6 months out of the year I'm living in fucking Florida. So is someone come checks on me to make sure I'm living there?
No, Joey.
No, you will be
Joey,
so then what happens?
You have a primary residence.
that you register as a primary residence, and then you can have a secondary residence.
In the same
because
state,
it's based
you're
on your
saying.
taxes.
No, it's called
Yes.
homestead.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
That's correct.
Right.
And that's actually what they went after. What was her name? The black prosecutor that was going after Trump. The fuck
like
is
I
her
said,
name?
rich people find a way around shit. They're going to
They
sell
can't
that
find a
home
way
to a
around
family
that.
member in a basement. Yes, they are. I just gave you an example.
No,
they will.
they can't.
Like, companies. Look, all right. I'll give you a small example on a small note. So, a construction company that I work for, a big major. I'm not going to say the name. A big major construction company that builds roads here in South Florida.
Fonnie Willis.
For 8 years, right? So
thank you.
They had their trucks like Amazon has their trucks that say Amazon. You think Amazon owns them? They don't. They sublet them. So Amazon technically, wink, wink, owns that shit, but
no,
it's through a third party. It's through a third party, right? But
no,
right,
they
but
don't own
wink,
it.
wink, right?
It's branding.
So
that's branding and irrelevant to what we're talking about.
So no, but my point is on a smaller scale. So this construction company I work for, building roads in South Florida, had the name of the company so and so XYZ construction company that built roads. They had dump trucks because they needed dump trucks that were the same name on the goddamn dump truck. So his wife owned the goddamn dump truck company. He rented his own meanwhile, it's his. He rented his own goddamn dump trucks from his wife because they were under her name under a different company, but has his branding on it. See what I'm saying? So these rich people are going to take that home, that second home, and just give it to somebody else, but it's wink, wink, and it'll still be their fucking home. Trust me.
You're comparing a vehicle that gets
to
registered under DOT.
So let me ask you a question. So if I own a home here in Florida,
with a hoe,
and I own a home in New York, right?
Joey,
in simple terms.
Let me try to make this clear. Okay,
I know what you're saying, but you're not getting my example. So if I own a home here in Florida, and I own a home in New York, and now they're coming after me and they're taxing it because I don't live there full time or 6 months out of the year, how's that work? There's got to be smaller details in that, right?
Joey, I already, yes, Fonnie Willis, it's fraud if you claim primary residence, homestead, on a property that you don't live at. That's a crime. You get that. And so you have to register it. Nobody needs to go knock on your door.
All right, so now, but my point is to get out of that tax burden because now you're taxing it because I don't live there. I wink, wink, sell it to my cousin Tim, but Tim doesn't really live there.
Okay,
I do.
Hear me out. If they do that, and that
you don't
person
have
now
to
claims,
homestead.
hold on,
Every
Joey.
home you do. You know that, right?
If you do, that is correct. But if it's
You're
owned
only
by
allowed to
the
homestead
same
one
person,
home.
yes, and if it's not homestead and owned by somebody who has multiple properties, it gets taxed.
Well, my cousin Tim doesn't have multiple properties.
Hold on, Joey. If you give that property to your cousin, and that cousin then moves from his current residence and goes and lives there, guess what happens? Another property opens up. You've opened up another property, which drives down the cost of rental properties because now there are more available properties. Do you see?
Okay, just mark my words. They are going to find a way around this, like my example that you don't want to understand, and they're going to do this. Wow. He's not going to make all his revenue off of taxing a home that someone doesn't live in. Because
Grunkle, you're welcome to go ahead, man.
I just wanted to ask a quick question. I've only got a few minutes. Just wanted to check in, say hello to everybody. Hey,
What's
I'm
up?
your favorite MAGA. I'm your favorite MAGA. You know I am. What's the projected revenue for this new tax on millionaire properties or whatever it's called?
I'm not sure specific to that, but it was part of how he balanced the, I think it was 12 billion they had in deficit, or was it? I'm pretty sure it was billion. So it was part of that fix.
Hey, mute it if you're going to take a pee, all right?
I can look it up, though.
Joey, calm down, buddy.
No, I was telling him to mute. I sounded like he was in the bathroom.
I'm on your side.
Yeah.
It says that it's going to be around 500 million annually.
There you go.
Annually?
Oh,
Projected.
okay. I see.
Freudian slip there.
And that's for
500
homes that
million
are
annually.
$5 million or more. Non-primary residencies, which is around
All right.
13,000.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense, Joe. Like, are you generally okay with that?
But I don't. Yeah, but they are going to find a loophole, but just get rid of that home and give it to somebody else,
and that's
still
fine.
actually own the fucking thing.
And that's fine. It'll still solve
The housing
crisis.
issue. That's right. Because the
Well, what
problem,
housing issue is it solving?
because
you're pretending to give it to you. Let's just hypothetically say, if you're pretending to give it to your cousin Tim, but Tim doesn't really fucking stay there. You're still fucking paying the nut on it through Tim. What was that solving?
Okay, Joey, you're not you're not thinking about this logically. You're not
No, he just got
understanding.
out
Let me try to kindergarten this for you.
Tax on, so there's
Let me hold on. Let
You're
me try
the one
to.
that's not grasping what I'm saying.
No, you're not
They're
getting
still
it.
making taxes on that home regardless, right or wrong?
Yes, they are. Yes, this is in addition to that. So just hear me out.
To get away
Joey,
from the addition to it, they give it to Tim that now only has
Joey,
one home.
I know what you're saying, and I'm about to explain to you why that won't work. Because if Timmy doesn't claim that as homestead,
you don't have to.
And if he doesn't, then it's going to be taxed additionally. You get that? Well, even if he's living there or not living there, and he doesn't say that that's homestead, then he gets taxed additionally, regardless of whether somebody's living there or not. If he says that he's hold on. If he says that he's homesteading there and he doesn't live there, that's called fraud. You can't do that. It's a crime.
Like I said, are you going to step?
Address.
You don't think that's done every fucking day in and day out right now?
And people do go to jail for this, Joey.
They need
Or
fucking
get
one.
fined.
You quote me one.
Fonnie Willis.
Fonnie Willis.
Fonnie Willis.
She's under a fucking microscope. She's a dummy for doing it.
You want me to,
politician they bitch about that say you have to live in the area that you represent.
Joey.
You know they say fucking Nancy Pelosi doesn't live in her fucking home. She lives at her home fucking 10 days out of the year.
Joey, let's assume that nobody were fined or punished for committing fraud, tax fraud in that way. Let's assume that prior to Mom Donnie that never happened. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to pursue that.
Oh, I doubt it.
He'll have
Hey,
to.
everybody, just real quick, hey, thanks for having me on. I got a jet on down the road. Just wanted to check in. Love you guys.
Yeah,
Take
thanks,
care.
Grunkle.
God bless.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, be careful out there.
Always remember, maintain your lane.
That's right.
Trucking.
Watch out for them fucking four-wheelers. Fucking. Anyway, Joey, do you see what I'm saying? Like, he will go after them because that's part of the budget. He's going to have to. And I'm sure that he's put somebody, Mom Donnie has thought this through.
I mean, we are literally talking about 13,000 compared to how many people actually live in New York City. So, it's not going to be hard to determine which $5 million homes are lived in and they aren't. Use your fucking brain.
And actually, technically, from what I understand from people from sources I've seen, a majority of the homes that are stay vacant are from actually foreigners that don't even live in this country.
What are your sources? Please
a
tell
book.
me. If Fox News doesn't count.
And they will have to pay extra money.
No, right. Hey, people that don't live in this country, go ahead.
Oh, but the billionaires that live, we shouldn't tax them, right?
The billionaires? Right. Why is somebody going to be a fucking billionaire that wants two homes?
So basically,
you take one extreme. Keep moving to go
$5
million I'm talking about two people that fucking pour on me that have one home in Florida and a fucking house in fucking New York.
Okay.
Now if I have 12
Joey,
homes, you're going from one extreme to the other.
You are a simp. You are a simp.
I'm a simp. You're simple-minded.
You are simp.
You believe in fucking Santa Claus and rainbows and the Easter Bunny.
It's unreal. It is unreal.
Crash out. Okay, Joey, real quick. Let me. We've got Anonymous is up on the panel now. Anonymous, welcome in. Did you?
We're going to sidetrack his shit.
Again.
I'm gonna bring in the timer. Go ahead, Tank. 90 seconds.
Thank you. So, Joey, you over here that wants to believe that billionaires should not be taxed and should not.
I didn't say that.
Joey, while this timer is going, do not interrupt.
Well, I'm going to clarify that. I didn't fucking say that.
Okay, you know what? This is ridiculous.
Go ahead, Tank.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tank. Go ahead, Tank. This is your time. If Joey interrupts you again, I'm going to drop Joey. That's why I brought in the timer. When the timer is running, you don't speak, just the person who gets the timer.
I understand.
Go ahead.
So Joey, once again, you don't believe that billionaires should be taxed. That's a problem for me. For the simple fact that these persons, yeah, they earn their money. Not a problem. Not an issue in the world. They still need to go ahead and contribute, because those individuals who don't seem, who are trying to make ends meet, they're struggling right now, should be able to have some sort of relief. And I'm sorry that you do not believe that billionaires should be taxed and or held accountable if they want to have a second fucking home in New York City and they're in fucking Puerto Rico or Mexico, wherever they are. Okay, what I have the problem with is you're not holding this person. You're not holding the guy that you obviously support, which is Trump, accountable for everything that he says and does. But you want to hold Mondami accountable for everything that he says and does, and you don't like somewhat of the progress that's being taken. That's a problem for me, because at least someone actually gives a fuck about their citizens, unlike the man that we have in the White House that don't do shit about you or me. And I yield back.
All right, thank you. Now, Joey, 45-second rebuttal. Go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah, he put words in my mouth about fucking, millionaires. I never said that. But anyway, so your point is, so you hypocritical fuck. So you're going to sit here and tell me about how I'm holding him accountable when I voted for Trump. But meanwhile, all you fucking libtards hold fucking Trump accountable for every fucking thing. You didn't vote for him. You don't fucking care for him. Don't hold him accountable for nothing.
All right, Joey's getting dropped. Libtards actually got me suspended for 3 days once. Joey, you can't say that. You can't call names. You can't do that stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and be berated by you, first of all, and you just never letting anybody fucking speak, and then have you come in and then start calling names and shit. Fuck you, Joey. I know what you're doing. And I also notice when shit's going fine, my numbers are up, Joey makes his way up on the panel. Why is that, Joey? These are questions that I asked about you a long time ago. And maybe that's conspiratorial, whatever. Why is that fucking just so coincidental that your rage baiting ass with your fucking scream fest always seem to come up when shit is going just fine and the numbers are good? Why is that, Joey? When the numbers are trash, you never fucking show up.
Yes. And never, and like I said, this is the issue that I have with MAGA. Y'all don't, they always want to go ahead
crazy
and place us and want to call us crazy and delusional, but yet the guy that they voted for that he's doing crazy delusional shit, y'all want to go ahead and talk about we didn't let him do this job. No, this is the reason why, and I'm sorry, Liv, what I'm about to say may trigger some people. I really don't care at this point. I hope that this president fails. I really do. I truly, truly hope that this president fails, and I hope and pray that MAGA grab some balls, have a backbone, and stand up to this man. Oh, I forgot. This is MAGA we're talking about. They don't do that. They just follow whatever he says, whatever he does. It's a God honest truth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't need to hope that he's failing. He just fails.
I want
somehow he fails up, sadly, but this is what billionaires tend to do. Even when they make really bad decisions, they still end up ahead. They still end up, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is. Anyway, T-Beans, what do you say? What do you think?
So, number one, you are so welcome, Joey, for getting you so riled up. It just made my whole day, bud. just so good for me. Number 2, you could not even make a complete sentence because you got so angry, and we're supposed to be the emotional ones, correct? You have no leg to stand on when it comes to the things that are happening in New York City. You have no idea what the policy is. The only thing that you want to happen is to fail. I am allowed to be pissed off at the presidency if I want to, because I go and do my duty and vote. I can be as angry and as pissed as I want to.
Thank you,
so
Brianna.
You can't tell me what I'm allowed to feel and what I'm allowed to do. I don't care. Do you live there now? No, you live in Florida.
Crazy. Yeah. And I don't even think that Joey is completely opposed to it, because I think he realized at some point during all that it makes perfect sense. I don't even know that people should own, I don't know, even more than one home. Live where you live. Live where you fucking live.
Right.
Stop taking houses from other people. Like, why? What's the point?
Now, Lib, just for the record.
That's what hotels are for.
Yeah, that my name is Tank for a reason, Lib. I don't tank houses and shit. Oh.
Well, I mean, think about that, because it really, all you're doing is causing, the availability of houses to decrease when you own houses that you don't really use,
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
which drives up the price of everything.
Yeah, and not only that, but also all of the Airbnbs are really starting to become an issue. Because people are using those as essentially hotels, even though they're houses, and they're keeping them off the market. And families own, and corporations are buying them up and
Which should not be a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a huge problem in the United States.
Yeah, Lil Red said, people who voted for Trump are dumb. We just heard you speaking.
Amen. I can't believe I made him crash out that hard. I really was not expecting that.
Well, I mean, he's done that for a while, and I'm and maybe I'm misreading the situation, and Joey's just doing what Joey does. But seriously, every time my numbers are good or things are going okay, I get some jackass to come up like Guy Fawkes or Joey, or insert other person here, and they come up and they crash out and they derail the conversation. Like we were talking about the DNC autopsy. Guy Fawkes comes up here, turns it into a fucking, he has an issue with me bringing up the fact that they didn't mention Gaza once in the autopsy, which, is that not strange to you guys?
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, and see, look, live restricted for some audiences, harassment and bullying. Yeah.
Joey got his feelings hurt.
Yeah, here, Joey, since I know that you are the one reporting, you are no longer welcome here, sir.
First Amendment right revoked.
So, yeah. you can just take that shit right on out. Yeah, I don't trust you. And I've actually had that conversation with him before, because I've had these thoughts in the past. And I just kind of moved along, whatever, I'm like, well, maybe I'm just being paranoid, which is still possible. But when it just over and over and over and over again.
And see, this is the reason why I say to people, I have to have my Excedrin right next to me whenever I deal with MAGA, because they drive me to take Excedrin. Can I get migraines off the rip? I really do. So whenever you see me, please know that when you you can ask me a question. Do you have your Excedrin ready? I'll be like, yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
Little Red. Oh, thank you, Rigo. I appreciate that. Damn, I'd have done that fucking a year ago, y'all. If I'd have known everybody would have loved it.
Right?
Somebody in the comments was like, oh my God, I can't with Joey right now. Because I think I still have one of his crash out videos posted on my profile. Like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but with all the weird shit going on, I don't know.
I don't give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he goes to bed soft every day.
Now, T-Beam, I'm a gay guy. We don't talk about that. No, honey.
That's funny.
Leave the dirty jokes to me, honey. I'm supposed to hit on Lib all the time, or any other straight guy.
That's fucking funny. Well, I was going to wrap it up anyway. I mean, I came up, said what I said, but I mean, we can still talk about the autopsy because really we didn't even talk much about it. But if you go look at that thing, it is absolutely atrocious. It's horrific. Like it doesn't even make any sense. And like this speaks to the party itself. This party is cooked, right? The leadership, Ken Martin is the one that picked the author, Paul Rivera, to do the autopsy. And then dude turns around and he's like, oh, this is bad. He doesn't even give me any sources or whatever. It's his own friend, apparently. And Paul Rivera is a Clinton guy. So the Clintons and that whole establishment are still running this goddamn party. How is that even a thing? Like, we saw the deposition that Bill Clinton gave. Did you guys see that weird shit? Like, dude had more than in his hand in the cookie jar, I think. Fucking nuts. Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out because this ain't working.
I want to go ahead and say it like this.
Oh, thank you, T. Well, real quick, guys, we are 600 away from meeting the goal for today. I actually didn't think that we would meet it today. That's 600 coins or so. 600 coins would get us there. So if you guys want to help me get to that goal, that'd be awesome. If not, it's not a big deal. I'm just excited because I didn't think we'd get that far. That's awesome. Sorry, Tank. Go ahead.
I want to go ahead and say it like this. When it comes to the Democratic National Committee, I am proud to be a Democrat. I will always remain a Democrat. I'm not going to give up being a Democrat, no matter how incendiary people can get at times. But we got to do better. We have to do better if we want to maintain and return power back.
Thank you, Hush Puppy.
Yes, we have to do better. We have to go out there. We have to go out there and go and give, and we have to not just say Trump is a complete joke. We have to go ahead. We have to put it to action. We have to go ahead, put legislation out there because.
Oh, thank you, Lil Red.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm just thanking my gifters. Go ahead.
Okay, because if we want to have any hope,
200.
And I know we're going to crush the mid. We're going to. I pray to be.
Oh shit, Rigo with the win. I'm sorry, Thank you all so much. Thank you, Rigo. Thank you to all of you. Lil Red, Hush Puppy. Now because on my side, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me show you what it looks like on my end. I don't think you see this, but I mean, look at all this. Every time you said it, does it show that to you guys in the comments? Does it show you all? I don't think it does. Does it?
I have no clue.
No, I think it disappears after some time, but that's awesome. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And so this is Tickfinity, by the way. As you gift and like and tap and follow and reshare and repost, Tickfinity has a point system. And now there are things that you can get, and I'm still working through how to work the functions of Tickfinity, but I can set it where I think you can do like audio for people. You can do / commands so that you can either play audio or put up an animation or something like that using the points that you obtain gifting, liking, sharing, and all that stuff. So I'm going to figure that out and work that out. There's a lot of stuff in that website. So I'm going to, hopefully that'll be coming, and all of the stuff that you guys are doing now will accrue into those points into Tickfinity so that you can use them once I figure that shit out. And thank you, Rigo. I appreciate that. And Tank, I am so sorry I keep interrupting you, but this was a big deal to me. I really, really, really appreciate all of you. Seriously.
No, I hear you. Sir, I hear you. I get it. No problem. The only, like I said, we do have to do better. We do have to, hold ourselves accountable because this is the reason why we lost the election. We focused too much on Trump and not our own people, not those who is, counting on us to deliver like we have before. Yes, I know that we need to be on a Trump ass kicking campaign. Excuse my French for saying that, and I don't want a lot of taken down. But we also got to make sure that people are there to get out there to vote. So I plead to everyone under the sound of my voice: when November comes, go out and vote. Make your voice heard. Do not just sit at home because you don't like the candidate that's running for office. Make your voice heard. Make your voice heard.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, what's interesting about the autopsy is that it contradicts itself by saying they focus too much on anti-Trump and also said that there wasn't enough anti-Trump.
Right.
This is how ridiculous that autopsy is. And so I've got to look at it and think, this has to be some kind of ploy to further divide us, or I can't imagine, because surely nobody's that stupid. This guy is a consultant, the Paul Rivera, the guy that did this autopsy. So something funky is going on. I'll be digging into it more because I just actually saw it this morning, even though it was released like 5 days ago. But you're right, Tank. We're going to have to expect more out of the party, and if the party won't meet us where we are, fuck the party. Fuck that shit. I don't want to be a part of that. That's crazy. Miss Chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Chaos, welcome aboard. I have a feeling I know what you come up to talk about. Is Miss Chaos sleeping? Mrs. Chaos.
Yeah.
Dang it. Mrs. Chaos is a gamer. I'm going to go ahead and drop her. Is a gamer and does gaming lives. And she uses Tickfinity. I figured she was coming up for that. Oh, thank you, Micah. Appreciate it. Anyway, but I think maybe she was asleep. Probably accidentally tapping the screen. Thank you, Micah. I appreciate that. Shit, if we could hit 40,000, I ain't gonna complain. We'll do it one overreact at a time. T-Beans, did you want to weigh in on that? The fucking autopsy? Have you seen it or reporting about it?
I have not. But I'm kind of listening. So if you guys want to continue, I'm all in.
Yeah. No, I mean it just like let me close this here real quick. Like, for example, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it originally, until Guy Fawkes wanted to come in and be upset because I said that they didn't talk about Gaza. Like this here, numbers appear. Oh, thank you for that, Micah. Numbers appear inaccurate based on public data, right? So the DNC, I guess, or Ken Martin, when they reviewed this, they had to highlight and make these notes. This note is 270,607 votes across 4 states decided the presidency. Couldn't even get that right. And this shit is all throughout this thing, these little markups. And the disclaimer itself, like right here, no evidence provided for this claim. I mean, it is an absolute joke. John Boehner announced his resignation in the fall of 2015, not 2014, even though they wrote into... It's full of crap.
Looks like a kindergartner wrote it.
Yeah. No citations. There's no appendix. Oh, thank you, Sonny. I appreciate that. No appendix, no citations, no bibliography, nothing. I don't get it. And that actually is why Ken Martin wasn't going to release it. When he came out and he announced it, he was like, this isn't up to standards or whatever. And of course it made news because now they're withholding this 200-page report, this autopsy. And so we're like, oh, well, you must be high. It must say something good or, whatever. And then we get this crap. The only thing I can figure is that this is not the actual autopsy.
I mean, I would have to say something fishy is going on there because that's just the like I wrote better things in high school than what's going on there.
Right. And this is I believe he's a millionaire, multimillionaire consultant with the Democratic Party. I mean, he worked for, I believe, the Clinton administration. He was a political consultant with them. Paul Rivera.
I have to tell you, I'm so disappointed in the Democratic Party that it's not even funny. Like we just, and I've
shit the
been
bed.
I've been a lifelong Dem like since I was in diapers, and I am astonished at how easy it is for us to roll over and not stand our ground on anything. Because I remember back in the day, it wasn't like that. You were held accountable for the wrongs that you did. Yeah. And now it's like we just accept it, and we stand for nothing now, almost.
Right. Yeah, and it's all about like virtue signaling instead of action. And that's what's weird to me is that, a lot of the party, the base anyway, engages in this like social justice warrior shit. But they really only focus on like words and playing semantics. Like, yesterday, them calling me a white supremacist and saying that the reason indigenous are being erased is our own fault because we're marrying white people. Yet this same base that's been calling everybody a racist won't say a fucking word to them out of fear, whatever. But that's what their focus is on, is this like low-hanging fruit shit. And yet when our party leaders are doing shit like this, crickets.
Yeah.
And you watch when the election comes around, that vote blue no matter who crowd is going to be all over the fucking place. Thank you, Micah. They'll be all over. And I got so sick of that too. It's like, they're like, oh, just vote for Biden because it's the only viable candidate. Because I actually really didn't care for Biden. Although he surprised me. Yeah, when he ran, I did not care for the guy.
Me either, but I will give him credit for the things that he did do in office because he really brought us out of a shithole. I mean, he really did.
Absolutely did.
And that chip in infrastructure bill was chef's kiss.
Yep. Yeah, it was so good that Trump now puts signs up at construction zones with the name of the bill, but his name across the fucking sign. It's crazy.
Yep.
Lucy, welcome in. I hadn't seen you on the panel in a while. How are you? Or is everybody just accidentally coming up here? Oh, you're breaking up. I think you got a bad connection or something.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Oh, maybe.
There we go. I can hear you now. I say that and then I can't hear you. Okay. We're gonna give Lucy a minute.
I drop.
Did she say something about dropping? Here, come back up. Here, let me type it. Let me drop Lucy. I drop you.
Come Hi, Hobby. Up. You coming up? Hobby Forehead. You coming up here?
What's up, Hobie's Forehead? And look, we met the goal, Hobie's Forehead. That's awesome. I'm very excited about that. That's amazing. Let me see if she has requested backup. Because Lucy's usually just in the comments, and she doesn't usually come on the panel. It's good to see her on the panel. I want to hear from her. Well, nothing yet. Klein calling 50. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'll probably be wrapping it up anyway. I'm gonna give Lucy a little bit of time. Yeah, and seeing the numbers are already down fucking 20. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah, you did great today, though. You had really great numbers today. That was fantastic.
Yep. And then all of the derailers come up. You notice that shit?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It used to be like 120. When I'd hit 120 is when I'd start getting like those same actors come in and do that weird shit that they do. I should probably just start dropping them. I don't know. I don't.
It's hard because sometimes it's really entertaining and makes really good clips.
Right. And it's, I guess
But a lot
maybe
of people
do
don't
it.
like the yelling.
Yeah, like with Joey, that I had to move my headphones back because I couldn't. It was hurting my ears.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that dude.
I really think that it's because I'm a woman, if I'm being honest, because he wasn't crashing out really as much on anybody else. It's just whenever I talked, but it's probably because I kept calling him a simp.
It's like, what does that mean? No, it was weird because when he first started talking, it was normal, and then he just out of nowhere just starts screaming. I may go back and see what it was.
I think it's whenever I brought up Mandani.
I think you're right. I don't know what about my mom Donnie. He can't stand.
It's because it's success of an immigrant. That's what I pulled from him, because you can't tell me a policy he's thrown forth that's not good.
Right, and he said it's because of the way he looks.
Mm-hmm.
His own words.
Yeah.
Like now we get it, and he's an immigrant himself, though.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Yep.
Ladder puller.
A ladder puller. Yeah. I mean, that's just. And it's a shame you forget where you come from.
Quickly too. It doesn't take them very long. That's wild. Anyway, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I may go live later. I don't know. We'll see what the wife is doing, but I appreciate everybody, all of you. Thank you so much. I know we don't have that many people left in here, but to everybody and all the people that left already, it's been amazing. Today was awesome. Thank you, Hobie's Forehead. Oh my God, that fucking name is just Hobie's Forehead. That's the greatest thing ever. Anyway, we'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow. I've thought about doing night lives, but I don't know, my brain just doesn't work too well at night, but we'll see how it goes.
Scary after dark.
Yeah, well, that's when all the drunkards are running around and after probably 8, 9 o'clock, you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when all the weirdos come out.
See, I want to experience hosting a night show, but I'm usually in bed by 9, so 9:30. So
it's past my curfew.
Right. Enrico, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. All right, well, guys, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Yeah, I appreciate all the continued support. It's a tenacious group, I gotta say, very tenacious, and we'll just keep it going. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will catch you tomorrow. Peace.
Yeah.